Chapter 496. I don't think so, someone said. If he had been here several times and happened to meet Wang Yao, he would know that as long as Wang Yao didn't hang that special sign on the wooden door, he should be in the village and would come to the clinic soon. For example, today's situation. He lives in this village and should be here soon, someone said. Wow, there are so many people here. Du Mingyang came out after breakfast in the morning. He mainly wanted to find time to smoke. Before he came to the south of the village, he saw a row of cars outside the clinic. They were waiting to see the doctor. Is the business so good? After he got closer, he found that his future brother-in-law had not come down from the mountain. The people waiting below were already quite dissatisfied. After all, it was cold now. Most of the people who came to see the doctor were in a hurry. Some of them came with children. Even if the car was started and the heater was turned on, it was not a way to just wait like this. No, I have to inform him quickly. He was not in the mood to continue to walk and smoke in the village. He hurried back home and told Wang Ru about it. Waiting outside? Wang Ru hurried out. Of course, she saw the cars parked on the west side of the clinic. Then, he hurriedly called Wang Yao, who was on the mountain. Go down the mountain quickly. The people who come to see the doctor are waiting. I see. Wang Yao knew that he could not continue to prepare medicine on the mountain. He put the medicine particles that had been screened separately and marked them. Then, he went down the mountain. There were already 6 cars at the foot of the mountain. He's coming. Someone saw Wang Yao coming from the mountain from a distance. Does Dr. Wang have the habit of going for a walk in the mountain in the morning? Seeing him coming from the mountain, the people who came to see the doctor could not help guessing. It's good that he's here. I'm sorry to have kept everyone waiting. Wang Yao first apologized to the people waiting outside after he arrived. They had come all the way here to seek treatment from him. Everyone's time was very precious. This also reminded Wang Yao. In the past, there had been situations like this, but only a few people. There had not been so many of them in a few days. I'm fine. Yes, I didn't wait long, the person waiting outside said. Since the doctor had already said so, what else could they say? They were begging him to treat them, but the hospital didn't open until 8:30 p.m. Come in quickly, it's cold outside. After opening the clinic, Wang Yao entered the room and turned on the air conditioner. He did not have a heater here. In the past, it did not matter how cold his body was. However, it was different today. There were so many patients here, and some of them were children. The room felt a little cold. Most of the patients who came to see the doctor had symptoms of a cold. Diagnosis. Prescribed medicine. Massage. His Excellency was better. He would be fine after taking some medicine. The treatment for the younger children was relatively more troublesome. Basically, every child needed a massage. It was also through this treatment that these people had a further understanding of massage. It turned out that this could be used to treat illnesses. The effect of the treatment was obvious, especially for those children. Their symptoms were obviously better, their fever was gone, they no longer coughed, and their complexions looked much better. They even took the initiative to ask for food. One had to know that children with a cold and fever were not willing to eat. Eating something would make them vomit easily. Thank you, Dr. Wang. Take care. Everyone who came to see the doctor expressed their gratitude to Wang Yao. Especially those who came to see the doctor with their children. What were parents most worried about? It was their children who were sick, especially when they were young, just like the current situation. Children who were a few years old, or even less than 1 year old, could not speak. When they were not feeling well, they could not use words to express themselves except for crying. At this time, parents were most anxious. In such a situation, it was best to go to a regular hospital to see a professional doctor. It was best not to try those folk prescriptions. In fact, they came with the idea of folk prescriptions. They heard that the doctors there were surprisingly effective in treating children with cold. Fortunately, Wang Yao's medical skills were superb and did not let them down. Under normal circumstances, in such a situation, going to a regular hospital or the relevant department was the best and most reliable choice. Patients were waiting in the clinic one by one. Most of them were sitting and some were standing. He had no choice. At the beginning, he didn't expect so many patients to come at once. The number of chairs in the clinic was limited, so he could only let them stand for a while. Fortunately, his treatment speed was very fast. Look, smell, ask, and feel. The 4 methods of diagnosis were used alternately, and the effect was extraordinary. Under normal circumstances, he just looked and smelled the illness, and it was not far from the truth. When a patient left, another patient followed and sat down. Everyone was very conscious and lined up to see the doctor. At first, Wang Ru and Du Mingyang were also in the clinic. Their purpose was to help Wang Yao. As a result, after waiting for more than 20 minutes, they found that the 2 of them were simply superfluous and could not help much. They decisively said goodbye to Wang Yao and left. I didn't expect your brother's medical skills to be so good. As the saying goes, hearing is false, seeing is believing. In the past, Du Mingyang did not know much about his brother-in-law's medical skills. He only knew from Wang Ru that his brother-in-law had good medical skills. It was not until today that he saw with his own eyes that he knew that his brother-in-law not only had medical skills, but also had superb medical skills. It was only 10 o'clock in the morning, but there were already 7 or 8 cars outside. Even in Lianshan County, this was enough to surprise people, let alone in this remote mountain village. After coming out, Du Mingyang was very curious and asked, "How did they know about Yao's clinic?" "How would I know? TSK, my brother-in-law is amazing." Du Mingyang gave him a thumbs up. "Don't rush to establish a relationship with him. Isn't it a matter of time? Hey, what kind of diseases is Yao good at treating?" "I'm not very clear about this, but he seems to know everything," Wang Ru said. She knew her brother's medical skills were extraordinary, but she was not clear about what kind of diseases he was good at treating. "He knows everything? So good." "I really don't know how much he knows," Wang Ru said. "You can ask him at lunch." "Why did you suddenly ask about this?" "It's nothing. If my family members get sick in the future, there will be another option in addition to going to the hospital," Du Mingyang said with a smile. He subconsciously touched his pocket to take out a cigarette. "Well," Wang Ru squinted at him. He immediately put his hand down. Habitual action, habitual action. In the morning, Wang Yao kept seeing patients. He almost didn't drink much water. It was not until 12 o'clock in the morning that he sent the last patient away. He then closed the door of the clinic and went home to eat. On the way home, more than one villager greeted him. "Yao, business is good." After all, it was rare to see 7 or 8 cars lined up on the road of the village, except for marriage. This was also a scene in the village. On this cold and peaceful winter day, there was one more topic to talk about after dinner in the village. "Not bad," Wang Yao responded with a smile. When he got home, the meal was ready. After seeing Wang Yao come back, Wang Fenghua said, "Let's eat. Are you tired this morning?" "I'm fine." "Is it the first time so many people came?" Wang Ru asked. "Yes, it's the first time. It may have a lot to do with the recent influenza outbreak." "How did they know about your clinic? Did you advertise it?" Du Mingyang asked. "I don't know. I didn't advertise it." He did not advertise it. If there was, it was just oral advertising among a few friends. That was all. After lunch, Wang Yao talked with his family for a while. Then, he went to the clinic again. After 1 o'clock, there were already people waiting outside. It was a busy afternoon. It was not until 6 o'clock that Wang Yao's day of seeing patients was over. After that, he had to record the conditions of some of the patients he had seen. Although most of them were common cold symptoms, some were still of reference value, such as the very young children. Chapter 497. The symptoms, the results of the diagnosis, the medicine used, and the treatment methods. He recorded them one by one. Among them, Wang Yao singled out the treatment with his massage technique. This was his unique method, and was not representative. It was not until after 7 o'clock that his family called several times to urge him to stop and go home for dinner. So late! Yes, there are so many patients today, Wang Yao said with emotion. On this day, he counted carefully and found that he had received a total of 37 patients. He didn't know how many patients the doctors in the hospital could receive in a day. Except for lunch, he almost didn't stop treating patients for a moment. He was very busy and fulfilling. You should find someone to help you. This was his sister's advice. Find someone to help me? Wang Yao really didn't think about this. I'll see. He didn't trust ordinary people. After all, his clinic was unusual. After a long time together, they would definitely find something. Let's eat. In the evening, Wang Yao accompanied his father and Du Mingyang to drink 2 glasses of wine at home. He didn't like to drink, but he could drink. He could not get drunk even if he drank 1,000 glasses. His physique was there. Because of the drinking, Wang Yao came down late, so it was already 8:30 when they finished dinner. After cleaning up, the family sat on the Kong and chatted as usual. The dinner was cooked in a big pot, so the Kong was very hot and very comfortable to sit on. Wang Yao's family was typical of men who talked less and women who talked more. His mother and sister were more cheerful, while his father and son were relatively less talkative. Now that Du Mingyang had come, he was relatively more talkative. The family was a kind of harmony. After the massage for his parents, Wang Yao went up Nanshan Hill before 9:30. He received more patients today. The medicine prepared last night was almost used up. He had to prepare some more in the evening on Nanshan Hill. He had to prepare it overnight because tomorrow was the weekend. It was estimated that there would be more patients coming to see the doctor. He made a fire, stir-fried, ground, and sifted the powder. Wang Yao was busy until 12 o'clock at night. Then he turned off the light and went to sleep. The night, dry and cold, seemed to be a little long. Thousands of miles away in the southern border, the weather was much warmer. In the wilderness, in a large village. Cough, cough, cough. A middle-aged man was lying on the bed. His body felt like an air-dried mummy. His eye sockets were deeply sunken, making his eyes look especially big. His breathing was rapid. His family members were standing beside the bed. An old man with white hair and a beard was sitting beside the bed. The poison has already reached his heart. There's no other way. Uncle, can you think of another way? A short and thin middle-aged woman cried. There's no other way. The old man sighed. This was not the first time this situation had happened to the clansmen in the village. Since they had chosen to raise Gu, they had to bear the terrible consequences. Every year, people in the stronghold would die because of this. This was also why there were fewer and fewer people in the stronghold who wanted to come into contact with it. Uncle, that person is now in the city not far away. Can you ask him to come over and take a look? Someone beside him asked. Prepare the carriage. I'll go invite him, the old man said after a moment of silence. Ai. In a small town on the border, the scenery was picturesque. An old man with a slightly hunched back and white hair and beard was hale and hearty. He had a smoking pipe in his mouth. Opposite him sat an old man who was about the same age as him but slightly thinner. His skin was as dry as tree bark, but his eyes were full of energy. He was wearing dark blue coarse clothes. Staying up late is not good for your health, the smoking old man said. I'm used to it, the coarse-clothed old man said. What's the matter? I want to invite you to the stronghold as a guest. Who's sick? A young man in the stronghold. The poison has reached his heart. Well, wait a moment. The old man took 2 puffs of the cigarette. He got up and picked up a medicine box from the table. Let's go. The 2 old men were like old friends who had not seen each other for many years. After meeting, they did not talk much. They were simple and to the point. A car was driving on the rugged road in the middle of the night. It took a long time before they entered the stronghold. There's no saving him, the old man said after checking. How long can he last? I'll prescribe a medicine. At most 10 days. Okay. Someone in the room started to cry in a low voice. How sad it was to know the date of death of a loved one, but there was nothing he could do. The old man left a medicine and then got up to leave. Don't use that kind of thing. That was what he said. The poison in your body is also a big problem. The old man left in the middle of the night without staying. What could a person who was waiting for death do in 10 days? The sun rose as usual in the morning. Wang Yao went down the hill early with the medicine he had prepared at night. He went home to have breakfast and then went to the clinic. It was only 8 o'clock. A car drove into the mountain village very early. The old man was Du Feng. After taking the medicine prescribed by Wang Yao, he felt much better. According to Wang Yao's instructions, he came early as soon as it was time. Regardless of whether it was a man or a woman, 40 years old was a clear dividing line. After 40 years old, the body began to decline. If you mainly took care of your body in your 20s, exercised more, and maintained good living habits, then the situation would improve a lot. A person in his 50s might be healthier than a person in his 40s. In modern society, especially in some big cities, the pace of life was fast and the pressure was high. The body was often in a state of tension which was like a bowstring. It was easy to break if it was pulled too tight. There were more and more people dying of overwork, sudden death, and premature death. The trend of all kinds of diseases was more and more obvious. Du Feng was one of them. You're getting better. Lie down. I'll give you acupuncture, Wang Yao said after checking him. Last time, Wang Yao took medicine. This time, he didn't prepare the medicine in advance, so he was going to give him acupuncture. By stimulating the acupoints and meridians, it was not as simple as promoting the smooth flow of qi and blood. In fact, the normal human body had a very strong self-healing ability. Most diseases could be cured by themselves. A considerable number of drugs and treatment methods were used to stimulate the human body and stimulate the self-healing ability of the human body. For example, massage and acupuncture had this effect. Wang Yao mainly focused on the chest and abdomen, as well as some meridians and acupoints related to the heart. Just as he was treating Du Feng, another patient came to the clinic to see Wang Yao. Wait a minute. The process of acupuncture was not to be interrupted. How do you feel? Well, I feel a little numb and itchy. Hiss. Du Feng suddenly twitched. He just felt like his heart had been pricked by a needle. It was very painful. At this moment, he broke out in a cold sweat. Could the needle have really pierced into his heart? At this moment, he even had such a thought. Does it hurt? Yes. Wang Yao gently twisted the silver needle. Patients came one after another. Because it was the weekend, there were definitely more people. The people who came were very curious. They watched Wang Yao give acupuncture to Du Feng. He inserted the needle, twisted it, lifted it, and put it away. Done. Ah. Du Feng stood up slowly and let out a long sigh of relief. His face was red. Don't rush to leave. Sit for a while. Okay. Come here, he said to the patients who had been waiting for a while. Okay, Dr. Wang, I have a cough, a headache, and a little nausea. It was a cold and fever again. Diagnosis, prescription, and advice. One patient, the next one. In such a short time, Wang Yao had seen 3 patients. Du Feng, who was aside, had almost rested. At this time, he still felt the warm feeling in his chest, which was very comfortable. He didn't feel uncomfortable when he inserted the needle just now. He just had a subconscious feeling that his heart was beating more vigorously. I feel almost done, Dr. Wang. Okay, you can go back. Remember to come to pick up the medicine tomorrow. Hey, how much is the consultation fee? $2,000. Okay. Du Feng didn't hesitate at all. He immediately paid. $2,000. The patients who came to see Du Feng were shocked. It didn't seem to be a big deal. There was a lot of knowledge in acupuncture. It was a very famous story. It was said that during the Three Kingdoms period, Cao Cao had a headache. The people in his tent were very anxious. Fortunately, they invited Hua Tuo, who stopped his headache with only one needle. Chapter 498. Was it expensive? Not at all. At least, Wang Yao didn't think it was expensive. Du Feng, who was a patient, didn't think it was expensive either. He paid and left without hesitation. Health was the most precious thing. As long as he was alive, anything was possible. Wang Yao saw 8 patients in the morning. Except for one patient who had a headache, the others all had a cold or fever. It's the cold season. When he returned home at noon, he had an unexpected guest. Chen Buiyuan came from Jing. He didn't go to the clinic. Instead, he came to visit Wang Yao's parent. You're back, Dr. Wang, Chen Buiyuan said. Hey, when did you come? Wang Yao asked. He has been here for a while, Zhang Xiuying said. Every time Chen Buiyuan's friend came, he would bring a lot of gifts for her and her husband, which made them feel embarrassed. I went to the clinic. You were busy, so I didn't disturb you, Chen Buiyuan said. Chen Buiyuan did go to the clinic. At that time, Wang Yao was busy, so he didn't go in to greet him. Instead, he went directly to his home. Every time he came to the mountain village, he would visit Wang Yao's parents with gifts. It was a strategy to play the emotional card. They all understood. Wang Yao also understood. Are you here because of Miss Su? Yes, Chen Buiyuan said. The last time Chen Buiyuan came, Wang Yao was dealing with what happened that night. He didn't say much and went back to Jing. This time, he was asked by Mrs. Song to come to the mountain village again. He wanted to ask when Wang Yao could go to Jing. I'll wait for a while. In fact, Wang Yao also wanted to go to Jing. There were only 20 days left before the deadline of the special task. Wei Hai, Lu Xian, and Zhou Wui had only completed half of the task. Su Xiaoxue and Chen Zhou, who were in Jing, were suffering from intractable diseases. Both of them had recovered well. He had to fight for them. Lu Xiaomei was also in Jing. However, there were still a few people on his side. Sun Yunxing's condition was almost cured. He should be fine after 2 or 3 more treatments. Pan Jun's relative and Du Feng, who had heart disease, were also 3 people. I'll go to Jing as soon as possible. Oh, okay. Chen Buiyuan had no choice but to agree. After staying at Wang Yao's house for a while longer, he took his leave. People from Beijing? Du Mingyang asked curiously. Yes. Are you here to see Yao? Yes. TSK, amazing! Du Mingyang praised. His brother-in-law's medical skills were so superb that even people from the capital came to invite him to see a doctor. Does he often make house calls? I usually don't go out, Wang Ru said. Previously, she knew that Wang Yao usually didn't go out, but recently, he seemed to be going out more and more often. In the afternoon, there were relatively fewer people in the clinic. In the evening, after dinner, Wang Ru and Du Mingyang drove back to Lianshan County. Tomorrow was Monday, so they had to go to work as usual. Be careful on the road, Mingyang. Oh, I know. You can go back. Uncle Auntie Yao, it's quite cold outside. The car drove away. Zhang Xiuying didn't go home until it disappeared at the corner of the village intersection. I think Mingyang is a good young man. Yes, Wang Fenghua responded. Wang Yao nodded with a smile and didn't say anything. He was indeed good. He didn't want to be rich, as long as he treated his sister well. Looking at his face, he was healthy. He was also a blessed person. At night, Wang Yao arranged some of the herbs on Nanshan Hill and recited a volume of scriptures. The sound of chanting drifted out of the window. The dog lying in the kennel, the goshawk standing on the branches, and the black snake in the grass all seemed to be listening to the sound of chanting. It seemed that there was something mysterious in it that they could understand. The next morning, the sun rose early. The weather was warm. People felt warm at around 9 a.m., so there were more people chatting and strolling at the entrance of the village. Did you see it yesterday? Several cars were waiting outside Yao's clinic. They were all from the city. Yes, they were in a line. Yao's clinic makes a lot of money, doesn't it? Of course. I heard that it costs 2,000 yuan to give acupuncture treatment to a person. What? So expensive? Wang Yao's clinic once again became the topic of conversation in the village. Some people were envious and some were jealous. It was Monday, the day when work and life began. In the morning, fewer patients came to the clinic. There were only a few patients. The last one to come was Sun Yunxing. His illness was no longer a problem. Wang Yao had told him when he saw him last time. Qi was transferred to warm the internal organs. Acupuncture was used to stimulate the vitality. The body's foundation, which had been destroyed by the yang toxin, was like a withered branch sprouting new buds and then growing. The withered winter ushered in the warmth of spring again. There is no problem. He has recovered, Wang Yao said. He had also received the prompt from the system. Really? Why would I lie to you? Wang Yao asked with a smile. It was a surprise, a big surprise. Sun Yunxing even shed tears of excitement. He went from being dizzy, unable to distinguish right from wrong, to being crazy all day. He was even sober, but the pain of the yang toxin burning his body was gradually suppressed. Finally, he had completely recovered today. It was a very painful process, both physically and mentally. He had given up, been in pain, and had been desperate. Now it was all in the past. The pain was worth it. What he got was not only physical health, but also mental toughness. Thank you. He bowed to the ground. How are their illnesses? They are recovering well, Sun Yunxing hurriedly said. Uncle Lin can already walk. Brother Hao is a little bit worse. That's good. After chatting for a while, he left. After leaving the clinic, he told his father the exciting news. Really? Sun Jingrong was also very surprised after hearing the news. Yes. Good, good, good. He was so excited that he didn't know what to say. It was a sudden surprise. I should thank Dr. Wang. In a hospital in Jing, thousands of miles away, did your trip to the United States go well? Su Changhe looked at his friend in front of him, who was thin and gloomy. He had completely lost his previous high-spirited and vigorous spirit. Fortunately, the illness in my body is under control. That's good. I came back this time to ask Xiaomei to go to the United States for treatment, Yu Chongyang said. You know, the medical conditions over there are better than in China. Xiaomei's condition is very stable now. You don't have to worry about it, Su Changhe said. He had seen Lu Xiaomei's test reports several times. He also asked his colleagues and friends. Her recovery was quite good. Unexpectedly, there was basically no problem. Really? Yu Chongyang obviously still didn't believe it. Yes. That's good, Yu Chongyang said. I am sorry for her. What are you going to do next? I came back to see Xiao Xiao, Yu Chongyang said. Then I will go to the United States and come back after my illness is completely cured. Well, that's good. Half an hour later, in a high-end residential area, Dad, what's wrong with you? The smart and beautiful girl guessed a lot of things from his abnormal reaction during this period of time. She was shocked to see her father like a heavy smoker. Lu Xiaomei's face was quite ugly. She originally didn't agree with her ex-husband to see her daughter, but after listening to Yu Chongyang's words, she changed her mind. Some things had to be faced sooner or later. Dad is sick. He needs to go to the United States for treatment. The medical conditions over there are better. You can focus on your studies and listen to me at home. Dad, what's wrong with you? His daughter immediately burst into tears. It's not a serious illness. Don't worry. The girl was not stupid. It was not a serious illness that needed to be treated abroad. She cried even harder. Lu Xiaomei regretted now. She felt that it was a mistake to let the father and daughter meet. It was not easy to coax her daughter. The husband and wife calmed down and talked face to face calmly. Your illness? It's very good. It's under control, Lu Xiaomei said coldly. That's good. I am sorry, Xiaomei, Yu Chongyang said. Chapter 499. What's the use of saying sorry? Lu Xiaomei's attitude was still as cold as frost. The man she used to trust had done something that she could not forgive. He had ruined the whole family and changed the life trajectory of the family of three. It would have an immeasurable adverse effect on the child. She could not forgive such a thing. I know you may never forgive me for what I have done. I will try my best to make it up. Well, I will trouble you to take care of Xiao Xiao while I am abroad. She is my daughter, Lu Xiaomei said coldly. Remember to tell me if you need anything. Say hello to Xiao Xiao. Let's go. Okay. When Yu Chongyang left, his daughter was still crying. Looking at his daughter crying, he felt like his heart was being cut by a knife, but there was nothing he could do. He had to pay for his own sins. Sigh. After going out, he sighed. If he had known it would be like this, he would not have regretted it. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in the world. In a mountain village in Lianshan County, Wang Yao was treating the old man who could already get off the bed. Pan Jun's uncle was recovering very well. Drink the medicine first. Okay. About half an hour after drinking the medicine, Wang Yao gave the old man a massage to promote the circulation of qi and blood. Then he gave him acupuncture to stimulate the old man again. It was a double effect. When a person was old, it did not mean that all the organs were old. There was still a time when a dead tree would be rejuvenated. That was what Wang Yao was trying to do now. He wanted the old man to regain his youth. As for you, it is estimated that you will be almost recovered in about a week. Almost meant that the old man could get off the bed and move around. Then he could completely recover his mobility through slowly exercise. The process might be relatively long. Okay. The old man was very happy. After the treatment, Wang Yao tried his best to turn down the old man's request to treat them to a meal. Wow, it feels so good, Pan Jun said. What? Wang Yao was stunned. Master, the more I look at your massage technique, the more I feel that your massage technique is amazing. He was telling the truth. The more he felt that the medical technique was extraordinary, the more he wanted to learn it. I said I am not your master, Wang Yao said. How can that be? I sincerely want to learn from you. Pan Jun said, I'm not asking for much. As long as I can learn your massage skills, that's enough. His request didn't sound too high, but it was actually quite high. Wang Yao's tuina massage was an ancient medical skill. It was no small matter. It was definitely not comparable to the current tuina massage technique. How's your study of acupoints and meridians coming along? I'm still learning, Pan Jun said. These days, in addition to going to work, he spent most of his energy on studying these things. He even rarely attended some events. This situation made his family very surprised, especially his father. He was both surprised and happy. It was a good thing to have an additional skill when it came to medicine. Who are you going to learn from? A friend. No, I should say he is my master, Pan Jun said to his father. Friend, is he very young? His father frowned slightly. Well, he is quite young. He is a few years younger than me. Pan Jun was already 35 years old. His child was in primary school. Wang Yao was only 27 years old. He was not married yet. Younger than you? Pan Jun asked. Although he is young, he is a person with real skills. My uncle's illness was treated by him. You also saw it. He recovered very well. It's him. Pan Jun's father, who used to be a rural doctor, had naturally gone to see his uncle's illness. In his opinion, the illness was incurable. He would be paralyzed on the Kong bed for the rest of his life. It was not the first time he had seen such a person. After treatment, he was miraculously able to get off the Kong bed. This ability was amazing. Moreover, it was a young man. Learn well. I will. Middle-aged people in the hospital were neither high nor low. They had lost the motivation to improve and had no goals. They went to work, got off work, and met with friends to drink. They were like most people. Why could some people be superior to others and stand out? It was because of opportunities, hard work, and goals. Life without goals was like a ship that had lost its course on the sea. It was just drifting. Different stages of life required different goals. Only with goals could there be motivation. Drive safe. Okay. The two of them separated at the intersection. One went back to town and the other went home. That day, Sun Jingrong came to the mountain village from Dao in the evening. He was very happy to see his father. At night, he visited Wang Yao with a lot of gifts. Welcome, please come in. Zhang Xiuying was very warm to him. Sorry to disturb you, Sun Jingrong said with a smile. I'm here to express my gratitude, he said sincerely. You don't have to be so polite, Wang Yao said. No, of course, Sun Jingrong said. During this time, Dr. Wang, you have really helped me a lot. It can even be said that you have changed my life. Wang Yao had saved his life, saved his son's life, and saved the lives of his most valued subordinates. What was more important than life? Don't talk about love, freedom, and other nonsense. I don't know how to express my gratitude. Dr. Wang, no matter what you need in the future, as long as I can do it, I will try my best to do it. This was not an empty promise. Some people's words were no different from farts. Some people kept their promises. Well, I will remember your promise. Wang Yao was very serious. He was not a hermit with no desires. He wanted to live in this world. He still had his family. He was not omnipotent. Some things still needed external help. Sun Jingrong stayed at his home for more than 10 minutes. He did not disturb him for too long and left. After he left, Wang Yao's mother looked at the gifts full of foreign languages. Hey, are these things very expensive? Since you have brought them here, you and Dad can use them, Wang Yao said. At night, the cold wind was quite cold. A figure flashed past on the mountain road. Wang Yao covered a distance of more than 30 feet with one step. He was surrounded by earth energy, which was impenetrable by wind and rain, water and fire. That night, two people came to hike. Is it here? No, in Lianshan County. Chen Buiyuan is still there. Is he here for the Su family? Yes, you have seen the illness of the Su family's princess. Her recovery is amazing. Yes, he can really cure the illness that even the national healers can't cure. This method can really be called unparalleled. I just don't know how to invite him. This was also what the middle-aged man felt was difficult. When he was in Jing City, he had contacted Wang Yao. Chapter 500. Let's talk about it when we meet. Okay. It was particularly cold in winter, let alone at night. In the mountain village, a man felt that his body was particularly hot. He stood naked in the house, but he didn't feel any chill. There was no heating in the village. Some houses installed earth heaters, but at night, the temperature in the house was only a little more than 10 degrees. It was very cold. It was extremely abnormal for him to be like this. What's wrong with you? His wife found that her husband was not normal. I just feel hot. Why are you hot? Dry and hot. You'll be fine if you go out and chill, his wife said angrily. The next morning, a sharp cry broke the tranquility of the mountain village. A middle-aged man died in the mountain village. He was in the prime of his life. It was already noon when Wang Yao heard the news. What's the disease? I don't know. How old is he? Zhang Xiuying sighed. He also has 2 children. Remember to remind me to send some paper, Wang Fenghua said. They were all from the same mountain village, so they had to participate in most of the weddings and funerals. Got it. In the afternoon, 2 guests from the capital came to the mountain village. They went directly to the clinic after arriving in the mountain village. It's you. Wang Yao knew one of them. They had met in Jing. Hello, Dr. Wang. It's nice to meet you again, Wu Tongxing said with a smile. Happy? Wang Yao didn't feel happy. These 2 people had traveled thousands of miles. They were most likely here to seek medical treatment. Hello, Mr. Wu. Please sit down. Wang Yao asked them to sit down and poured tea for them. Good tea. He didn't need to drink it. He knew the tea was not ordinary just by smelling it. May I know what you 2 are here for? I want to ask Dr. Wang to make a house call, Wu Tongxing said. Where are you going? Jing. Sorry, I don't plan to do that for the time being, Wang Yao said. We can pay the consultation fee, Wu Tongxing said. I'm sorry, Wang Yao said. Dr. Wang, under what conditions would you agree to see a patient? Asked the middle-aged man who came with Wu Tongxing. I don't want to go for the time being, so I won't go, Wang Yao said. Troublesome indeed. Before the 2 of them came, they had considered the possibility of encountering such a situation. They had also done a considerable amount of research on his family and his habit. However, they found that they did not have a good way to deal with him. In other words, they could not offer him any conditions that could move him. He was someone who followed his heart. If he wanted to go, he would go. If he didn't want to go, he wouldn't go. It sounded a little willful, but it was this kind of willfulness that gave people a headache. The Wu family was very powerful, but in Qi province they were a little weak. Moreover, this kind of thing could only be done by invitation, not by force. It was very difficult to ask him to make a house call. Have some tea, Wang Yao said with a smile. AI. The 2 of them chatted with Wang Yao for a while. Sorry for bothering you. I'm fine. Wang Yao smiled. He did not want to go to Jing City now. He would go in a few days. That was all. Well, if you go to Jing City one day, remember to let me know. Finally, Wu Tongxing left him a phone number. Okay. Wang Yao accepted it with a smile. He then saw the 2 of them out. After Wu Tongxing came out, he sighed slightly. He is really stubborn. This kind of person is the most difficult to invite. Look at him. He has a somewhat desireless mood, the man who came with him said. Hey, how did the Su family and the Guo family invite him? I have also inquired about this, the middle-aged man said. In fact, in these few visits to Jing City, he has not been to the Guo family. He has always been in the small courtyard arranged by the Su family. Guo Zhenghe did visit him, but it was just a symbolic visit. You mean, the friendship between him and the Guo family is not what I thought? Yes, but the friendship between him and the Su family is not shallow. I have also asked Dr. Chen about this. What do you mean? Go to the Su family and ask. Okay, book a ticket today. We will go back to Jing City. Okay. At noon, when Wang Yao returned home for lunch, he heard his parents talking about the villager who died last night. I heard from his wife that he felt hot when he woke up in the middle of the night. Are you feeling hot? Wang Yao stopped moving his chopstick. Yes, it is really strange to take off his clothes and walk around the house, Zhang Xiuying said. There is a problem. There must be a problem with his body feeling hot. It is an illness. After lunch, Wang Yao did not go to the clinic. Instead, he went to the village near the villager who had just died last night. He walked around the house and then went to a few alleys nearby. He walked very carefully and searched very carefully. There was no one. Maybe I am thinking too much. After hearing from his parents about the symptoms of the villager before he died, his first reaction was that he had been poisoned. It was the poison of a poisonous insect. So, after lunch, he deliberately came to the area to have a look. It would be better if I could take a look at his house, Wang Yao thought. Now, the villagers were having a funeral. It was obviously not appropriate to go at this time. Hello, Yao, what's the matter? An elder in the village asked with a smile after seeing Wang Yao. Oh, nothing, uncle. Do you want to come to my house? No, I have something to do. Thank you. Well, you are free to come and play, the elder said. Okay. Now, many people in the village were quite friendly to Wang Yao. Many people in the village had come to him for treatment. The treatment was very effective. It did not cost much. Some were even free. Most of the villagers were reasonable and grateful. When mentioning the young man, many people gave him a thumbs up. Forget it. Why are you there? He happened to run into his father as he was walking to the clinic. Nothing, I just want to go and have a look. Someone is waiting outside the clinic. Okay, I will be right there. The patient was from the next village. His condition was very simple. He had sprained his ankle. It was very swollen. Come on, let me sit down and have a look. Wang Yao carefully checked him. It was so swollen. The first thing he had to do was to make sure that the bones were not hurt. Otherwise, it would be very troublesome. It is so swollen. Why don't you go to the hospital? Wang Yao asked while checking. Under normal circumstances, in such a situation, especially with a serious sprain, the first thing to do was to go to the hospital as soon as possible for a formal examination. They would take an X-ray to see if the bones were hurt. Then, the corresponding treatment would be carried out. I didn't take it seriously at the beginning. Spraining the ankle is common. This morning, I felt it was getting worse and worse, so I came to see you, the middle-aged man with the sprained ankle said. It is close to your place. From the next village? Yes. Fortunately, the bones are not hurt, Wang Yao said. It was just that the soft tissue was hurt. Bear with the pain. I will give you a massage. Okay. Ouch. As soon as Wang Yao started to massage, the man frowned. It was very painful. Bear with it. At first, he did not use the most strength. Wang Yao gradually increased the strength. He mainly massaged not only the ankle, but also the calf and the sole of the foot. While he was massaging, Pan Jun came. What's the matter? You go ahead. Okay, pour yourself some tea. Okay. Pan Jun did not drink tea. Instead, he sat next to Wang Yao and carefully watched him treat the patient. He was observing and learning. After massaging for a while, he saw that the man's swollen ankle had receded a bit. How do you feel? It hurts. It is hot. Well, take a rest first. Raise your leg a little higher. Wang Yao raised the man's leg, washed his hands, and made a cup of tea for Pan Jun. What's the matter? I just got the news today that the county is going to hold a famous doctor selection. A famous doctor? Yes, didn't you ask about this last time? Pan Jun said. Yes, what are the conditions? Wang Yao said. This was one of the tasks given to him by the system. These are the conditions for the selection. Pan Jun took out 2 pieces of paper and handed them to Wang Yao. TSK. Wang Yao looked at it and frowned slightly. One of the conditions excluded him. The medical units in each town would recommend candidates for the selection. In other words, the selection was only for civil servants. The individual doctors, such as Wang Yao, were not qualified. I am not qualified. I have also inquired about this. The main places will definitely be given to the main hospitals in the county. There are only 10 places in total. It is the kind of people who will break their heads, Pan Jun said. Chapter 501. Pan Jun, who was in the system, had a deep understanding of this kind of thing. People who thought they were qualified would definitely fight for it. Those who were capable might not be selected. It depended on the influence. The county is also preparing to provide a supplement to take care of individual doctors like you. I heard it was Mr. Dai's suggestion, Pan Jun said. What kind of supplement? 2 more places for non-staff members. 2 places? Yes, very few. My suggestion is that you move around. Pan Jun knew a little about Wang Yao's network. It was very powerful. Needless to say, Tian Yuan-tu could help in this matter, not to mention others. Well, I'll think about it, Wang Yao said. Come on, let me take a look at you again. Wang Yao massaged this patient 3 times. It took nearly half an hour for each massage. As for the effect, it was quite obvious. The swelling of the ankle had basically subsided. It was not like when he came to the clinic. He did not dare to touch the ground and had to be supported by others. Okay, I'll prescribe some medicine for you. Wang Yao gave him 2 more prescriptions, which were commonly used to promote blood circulation and remove blood stasis. Soak your feet in hot water more often. Okay, thank you. How much is it? 150 yuan. So expensive. The young man who came with his father said directly. The atmosphere was a bit awkward. This is expensive? Pan Jun could not stand it anymore. The massage lasted more than an hour, and the effect was surprisingly good. For this point, it was absolutely not a problem to charge 200 yuan for an ordinary consultation in the county. Moreover, there was medicine. It's not expensive, the middle-aged man hurriedly said. He then gave Wang Yao the money. Thank you. It's okay. When you go back, you should pay attention to appropriate activities. Don't stay still all the time. Don't move too much, Wang Yao said. Okay, I know. He watched the father and son leave the clinic. Dad, I said you shouldn't come. Look, it's just a massage. It's 150 yuan to prescribe some lousy medicine. It's too much, the young man said. Okay, I won't come again in the future, the middle-aged man also said. He felt a little heartache. The reason why he didn't go to the hospital and came here was because he had to go to the hospital for an X-ray examination. The cost was higher. The cost of coming here was lower. He didn't expect to spend more than 100 yuan. They must be complaining, Pan Jun said in the clinic. Okay, Wang Yao said with a smile. His hearing was now extraordinary, beyond the imagination of ordinary people. In fact, he could hear some of the conversation between the father and son outside. Was it expensive? No, it was quite cheap. He's really insatiable. Master, don't take it to heart, Pan Jun said. It's nothing. If he said that he didn't take it to heart, he would be lying to himself. Who would be willing to put in a lot of effort only to get complaints and blame in return. This was especially so for doctors. They all hoped to relieve the patient's pain through their own efforts. However, the doctor-patient relationship was indeed a problem now. When can you teach me massaging? Have you recognized the acupoints and meridians? It's about time. All right, let me test you. Is this an acupuncture point? He pointed at the back of Pan Jun's head. Yes, Fengqi acupuncture point. What about here? He pointed at Pan Jun's chest again. Chanzhong acupuncture point. Jiawei acupuncture point. Juk acupuncture point. Wang Yao asked about dozens of acupuncture points in a row. Pan Jun identified them very accurately. Well, not bad. Although he had a foundation, it was inseparable from the hard work he had put in during this period. Take a look at these books first. Wang Yao took out 2 medical books. They were all books on massaging that he had bought. I've marked some of the key points in the books. I've also marked some of the mistakes, Wang Yao said. He had read these books several times, and he was very careful. There were indeed some inaccurate or even erroneous contents in the books, and he had marked them out and corrected them. Okay, thank you. While the two of them were talking, Sun Yunxing came in from outside and supported an old man. "Can you get out of bed?" "Yes, I took a wheelchair to the door," Lin Sitao said. "You look good. Do you feel better?" "Much better," Lin Sitao said. "Come on, let me take a look at you." He took a look at the old man again. The old man's body was recovering well. This might have something to do with the physical foundation that he had built up through his daily practice of martial arts. Very good. It took 100 days to recover from bone and tendon injuries. The old man's bones and tendons were injured. He needed a long time to recuperate. "There's another thing today." "What is it?" "This is the real estate we're going to develop in Lianshan County." Sun Yunxing took out a planning map and unfolded it for Wang Yao to see. As compensation for that incident, Sun Jingrong's company would invest in the construction of a mechanical equipment processing center in Lianshan County. At the same time, they decided to develop commercial housing in a good area in Lianshan County. His real estate company was quite famous. Such a large group, of course, the county would support it. The location of the real estate was very good. It was originally a company, but now it had gone bankrupt. It also involved the wages of some of the workers and settlement expenses. This amount of money was nothing to Sun Jingrong. He just waved his hand and solved it. This made the county leaders very happy. Big groups were different. A first-class professional team with the support of the county was naturally very efficient. Now, all the abandoned factories in the relevant areas had been leveled and the dregs had been transported out. The design and planning had been completed. The small high-rise buildings and the layout of the community were very beautiful. "This building is for you." Sun Yunxing pointed to the building with the best location in the middle. "What?" Wang Yao was stunned. F***CK. Pan Jun was stunned after hearing this. She had heard of people giving gifts and houses, but she had never heard of people giving such a building. As a small county that was not even close to a 7th-tier city, the house prices in Lianshan County were not high. They were only about 3,500 to 4,000 yuan. However, the value of this building was quite high. It was not a problem for this building to house 80 to 100 families. The average price of a house was 500,000 yuan. This was 40 to 50 million yuan. A huge amount of money. "Master, you're awesome," Pan Jun sighed. "I don't need it." Wang Yao decisively refused. "Sir, if your relatives or friends want to buy a house, please don't hesitate to ask," Sun Jingrong said. "Okay, thank you." "You're welcome." After chatting for a while, Sun Yunxing left with Lin Sitao. "Master, the person you know is too rich. I've never seen such a gift," Pan Jun exclaimed. "Yes, he's rich." Wang Yao calmly took a sip of tea. "Wait, is it the Sun family in Dao?" Pan Jun suddenly remembered what he had heard a colleague mention a few days ago. "Yes, haven't you seen him?" "Oh, look at my brain." "Ah, master, it's simple," Pan Jun said. "What is it?" "It's about the famous doctor," Pan Jun said. "Now, General Manager's son is the god of wealth in the county. All the big bosses treat him with care. His words are absolutely useful." "Him?" Wang Yao pondered for a moment. "I see. Master, are you free tonight? Let's have dinner together?" "No need. Okay, it's getting late. I'll go back first." "Okay, be careful on the road." After going out, Pan Jun got in the car. When he drove to the village, he stopped again. "No, I have to talk to him." After pulling over, he got out of the car and went straight to the Sun family's new house. "Dr. Pan, what's the matter?" He had seen Pan Jun once or twice. "I have something to ask of you." "Please go ahead," Sun Yunxing said. Pan Jun immediately told him about Wang Yao wanting to be selected as a famous doctor. "You mean Dr. Wang wants to be selected as a famous doctor?" "Yes, I heard Master mention it, but the quota is limited. There are only 2 places in the county for people like him who are not on the staff." Sun Yunxing took a deep breath after hearing that. Why? Is it difficult? Pan Jun asked after seeing his reaction. No, Sun Yunxing said with a smile. It was not difficult. On the contrary, he thought it was too simple. It could even be done with a word from his father. What was Dr. Wang after? Fame. His eyes lit up. If he was not after profit, then he was after fame. Chapter 502. Some people wanted to be rich, and some wanted to be famous. Everyone had their own ambitions. Good, that's great. After knowing this, Sun Yunxing was in a good mood. He grinned. It was good to have a desire. He was afraid of people who had no desire. Mr. Sun, what about my master? No problem. Your business is my business. I will do my best, Sun Yunxing said. Not to mention 2 places, even if there was only 1 place in Hike, he would find a way to get it. Wait, Dr. Pan called him master? Sun Yunxing asked. Yes, I'm his disciple, Pan Jun said with a smile. You want to learn medicine? Sun Yunxing asked. Yes, to be precise, massage, Pan Jun said. I don't want to learn other things, and I can't learn them. He was an honest person, and what he said was true. Oh. Sun Yunxing nodded. That's great. I'll have to trouble you then. Not at all. Sun Yunxing got up and walked Pan Jun outside. Please go back. Take care. After entering the room, Sun Yunxing told Uncle Lin about the matter. A famous doctor? Uncle Lin was surprised. Yes, I heard it from one of his apprentices, Sun Yunxing said. Does he still care about these things? Wang Yao gave him the impression that he was a very calm and indifferent person. Of course, he was not angry. It could be seen that he cared about his family very much. He did not seem like the kind of person who was greedy for fame. If he wanted to be famous, he would not have stayed in this mountain village. He could have been treated as a distinguished guest by many people in Beijing. It's hard to say. Some people are greedy for fame, Sun Yunxing said. Anyway, I think we should try our best to make it happen. Not try your best, but definitely. Sun Yunxing called his father. He could also come forward, but the effect might not be as good, and he would have to take a lot of detours. His father was different. I see. Sun Jingrong hung up the phone. He thought for a moment and then made a phone call. The next day, Wang Yao was still busy in the clinic when he suddenly received a call. Fill out a form? What form? A famous doctor. Okay, I see. He felt a little strange. The relevant department asked him to fill out a form and send it to the health department. At noon, Wang Yao looked at the electronic form they sent over. It was the content of the selection of the top 10 famous doctors in Lianshan County. That's strange. Wang Yao didn't even sign up before sending the form over. But this was a good thing. He printed it out and filled it in according to the requirement. Dad, Mom, I'm going to the city in the afternoon. Is there anything I need to buy? It's nothing. Drive slowly and be careful. Okay. After lunch, Wang Yao drove to the town first. He needed to get a stamp, which was easy. After that, he went to Lianshan County and handed the completed form to the relevant departments. The person who received the form looked at it and then looked up at Wang Yao. Is there a problem? No problem, the man said with a smile. He was purely curious and wanted to get to know her. He began to have a deep impression of the young man in front of him. For this person, the higher-ups had repeatedly told him not to miss out. How strong his background was and how big of a face he had. You can go back and wait for our call. Okay. It was a very simple process. Then Wang Yao came out. Hey, who is this? Didn't the relevant documents just come out? A curious person in the department asked. Yes, just came out. People who knew there was something fishy about it didn't dare to say more. It was one of the unwritten rules to not say more than what the higher-ups had told them to do. He has connections and a strong background. I don't think so. There are only 2 people in the whole county. Are there any real benefits? Of course. The county will give a subsidy. One person will be given 1,500 yuan a month for 3 years. 3 years? Yes, this is not selected every year. That's a good thing. We have to fight for it. Wang Yao was about to go home after buying some things. He received a call from an unknown number while driving. Hello, Wang Yao said. Hello, Dr. Wang. I'm Lao Lu. Hello, Professor Lu. Ah, is it convenient for you to talk now? Please wait a moment. Wang Yao parked his car on the side of the road and called back. Professor Lu called to ask when Wang Yao was free. He wanted to bring a friend to see a doctor. I'll be in the clinic for the next 2 days. Okay, I'll be there as soon as possible. When he returned home, the secretary of the village was at home. Uncle Yao, you're back. Just in time. Your uncle has something to discuss with you, Wang Fenghua said. What is it? Mr. Sun, who lives in our village, came to me. He said that he has a real estate project in Lianshan County called Qinghe House. It is under construction. It is estimated that it will be completed next year. The people in our village will have a considerable discount. There is another problem. He can also use the houses in our village to replace them. Replace? Yes, 1 house for each family. The ratio is 1:2. The old house will be given to him, Wang Jianli said. Oh, I don't know. What does he want to do with the old house? I'm not too sure about this, so I came to ask you. Many people in the village are interested. You know, there are many old houses in the village. These old houses are not very valuable. Nowadays, there are not many young people who return to the village. They are all around the age of your parents and me, or even older. Is the relevant procedures easy to handle? It's easy. I've already communicated with the town. Then, what are you worried about? Is this reliable? He can't be lying, right? Wang Jianli asked. Well, you can rest assured that there is no problem. When I went to the town today, I saw the construction site. It is indeed under construction, Wang Yao said. When he came back from Lianshan County, he did deliberately walk around the Sun family's construction site. It was indeed busy. It was the end of the year. Basically, no construction site would choose to start at this time unless it was a very urgent project. The development of commercial housing was obviously not. Okay. Wang Jianli responded while smoking a cigarette. Apparently, he was still not at ease. They are really building houses? Zhang Xiuying asked after Wang Jianli left. Yes, why? Doesn't your sister need to buy a house when she gets married? That is something my future brother-in-law needs to worry about. You don't have to worry about it, Wang Yao said with a smile. This child, what are you talking about? Isn't she your sister? Do you want a house? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Well, I have this idea. It is so cheap. Even if I don't live in it, I can still make money by selling it in the future, Zhang Xiuying said. She was not in the county, but she knew that the price of housing in the county had risen greatly in the past few years. It had doubled in 7 or 8 years. Okay, I'll find time to ask. In fact, Wang Yao did not want to buy a house. He already had a house in Lianshan County and the location was good. The key was that even if he bought a house, he would not live in it. As for taking advantage of this opportunity to make a small fortune, he had even rejected Sun Yunxing's building, let alone this idea. The next morning, the weather was fine. A feng shui master came to the village. He was in his 40s and was not tall. The family that had just passed away invited him to take care of the graveyard of the deceased. Before entering the village, the man stood at the entrance of the village and looked around. Oh, the feng shui of your village is not very good. What's wrong? The person next to him asked hurriedly. The people in the village were very superstitious. This was the place where he and his family lived. Look, the east, south, and west are all mountains, and the qi is not smooth. The white tiger suppresses the green dragon, and the West Mountain is full of black chi. There were a lot of accidents before the new year, right? The middle-aged man asked. Yes, there were a lot of accidents. A lot of livestock died, the man next to him said. After a while, it may become human, the man said mysteriously. How do we solve it? Let's take care of the graveyard first, the feng shui master said. Okay. He led the way in front. The feng shui master entered the mountain village. He did not walk fast. From time to time, he stopped and looked around. After walking for a while, he came to the south of the village. Most of the graveyards in their village were on the east side of the hill. They had to pass by here. Chapter 503. The master stopped outside the clinic. Then, he walked around the clinic 3 times with great interest. Wonderful, it's really wonderful, he exclaimed. Master, what are you talking about? This house is great. The master praised. The house is good? How is it good? The location is good, the master praised. It's near the mountain and the river. It's a flat land in front of the door. It's also built well. This is the style of the southern garden architecture. It's harmonious. Can I go in and have a look? Well, I'll ask. The accompanying man knocked on the door and entered the clinic. Wang Yao was reading a medical book. When he saw Zhang Beijing come in, he hurriedly got up. Uncle. I'm busy, Yao. I'm fine. What's the matter? Well, here's the thing. He told him about the situation outside. Feng Shui Master, do you want to come in and have a look? Wang Yao was surprised. He didn't expect to encounter such a thing. Yes, if it's inconvenient for you, forget it. It's okay. It's not inconvenient. Let him in. Okay. After the Feng Shui Master entered the small courtyard, his eyes lit up. Then, he looked through it carefully. Amazing, amazing! Huh? When he finally saw Wang Yao, he was stunned again. He stared at Wang Yao and muttered to himself, How is it possible? How is it possible? How old are you? The nominal age is 27. Strange, it's really strange, the Feng Shui Master said. What's strange? I've never seen such a face, the Feng Shui Master said. Is it not good? Wang Yao asked with a smile. No, it's very good, the Feng Shui Master said. His face is very strange and has the appearance of a celestial being. What is a celestial being? A celestial being, a person in the sky, an immortal. The Feng Shui Master's explanation was easy to understand. You flatter me. Sorry to disturb you. It's fine. He looked at the courtyard and asked a few questions. Then, he left. He came, saw, said, and left. The one accompanying the villagers was confused and didn't know what this master meant. Master, you also know how to read fortunes? I know a little, the Feng Shui Master said with a smile. He seemed to be very happy. Then what do you think of my face? You're not bad. That's it? What else do you want? Be more specific. I'll pay. The man hurriedly took out money from his pocket. What do you want to ask? The Feng Shui Master was not in a hurry to take the money. Can you tell me about it? That won't do. Karma, wealth, health, and family are all the same. Also, fortune-telling may not be a good thing. The more you read, the thinner your life will be. The Feng Shui Master said seriously. Then why don't you show me Fu Gui? Riches and honor? You have no fate with riches and honor in this life. The Feng Shui Master was quite straightforward. His words were a great blow to the young man. What are you talking about? Having tens of millions may not be a good thing, and having less money may not be a bad thing. I see that you are quite happy now. Didn't our son just enter university this year? Hey, you can tell. Haha. The Feng Shui Master smiled. Let's go up the mountain. Soon, they arrived at the eastern hill. This time, the geomancer became serious. A cemetery was at Een house. It was very particular about feng shui. It was related to the fate of the descendants of the buried person. He walked around the hill and picked a few places to tell the middle-aged man who accompanied him. On the hill, he saw Nanshan Hill. It was a piece of green which was very dazzling in the bleak wilderness. That forest? It was planted by the young man you just saw. Oh, no wonder. After choosing the cemetery, he invited the middle-aged man to have a meal and gave him part of the reward. Master, do you think this mountain village is not suitable for living? The middle-aged man's words at the entrance of the village scared the middle-aged man. How many people would die in the village? Who would die? Would it be him? Yes, it is not suitable for you to live in. Can it be solved? I have no way. The middle-aged man bowed his head and took a sip of wine. Actually, it's not bad to move out. I walked around here and saw that there are not many young people in the village, right? Yes, young people don't want to come back. There is no vitality and lethargy, which is not a good thing. Young people represented vigorous vitality and vitality, like the sun that had just risen. As for old people, they were naturally dim, like the setting sun that was about to set. Birth, old age, illness, and death were the laws of nature. What can we do outside? They really took the feng shui master's words to heart. They had asked the feng shui master to tell their fortunes. He had told them about their children, old people, and wealth. The results were not bad. This surprised them very much. In fact, if you had told your fortune, you would know that generally, the past was more accurate, but the future was not. There were masters, but there were very few masters. After eating and drinking, the feng shui master said goodbye, but he did not leave the mountain village. Instead, he went to the south and went straight to Wang Yao's clinic. He knocked outside the door. Please come in. A clear voice came from inside. The feng shui master's hand stopped in midair. After a while, it fell on the door. He pushed the door open and entered. Hello, Dr. Wang. Hello, what can I do for you? Let me introduce myself. My name is Miao Sanding. Hello, Mr. Miao. My name is Wang Yao. May I ask where Dr. Wang is from? Miao Sanding asked. Teacher? Wang Yao paused for a moment. From the sky. He smiled and pointed to the top of his head. Miao Sanding was stunned. He immediately smiled. May I ask if there is a feng shui array in this courtyard? Kind of. Wang Yao smiled. Can you see it? I can see it. It looks simple, but it is actually mysterious, Miao Sanding praised. He had talked about this kind of thing more than once, but he did not expect to see it in this place, in this small courtyard. Is there such an exquisite array on Nanshan Hill? Miao Sanding continued to ask. You also saw it. Wang Yao's eyes narrowed slightly. Of course I saw it, Miao Sanding said with emotion. The aura in that place is so strong that it is unimaginable. People like them were not so interested in things like money and beauty. Since they knew the truth, they naturally knew what was in their lives and what was not in their lives. Instead, they were particularly interested in things related to feng shui. There is an array. Can I see it? Sure. Wang Yao smiled. Thank you. Miao Sanding heard Wang Yao's answer and expressed his gratitude very seriously. Let's go. After closing the door, the two of them walked along the mountain road to Nanshan Hill. Mr. Miao, can I ask you a question? Go ahead. How can you see the aura in this courtyard and the aura on Nanshan Hill? Is there really hope in feng shui? Yes, there is, Miao Sanding said. This is the most basic and the most important thing. It is the secret of the school. Which school are you from? Wang Yao asked. I have learned a lot, Miao Sanding said. I have learned from the Yanggong school and the Sanhe school. Well, what does the aura look like in your eyes? After hearing this, Miao Sanding stopped and looked at Wang Yao. Can't you see it? Miao Sanding asked. To be honest, I don't see it. I feel it, Wang Yao said with a smile. He could feel the subtle changes in the aura between heaven and earth. Well, how do you describe it? Meow Sanding thought for a moment. The aura has color in our eyes. Color? Are you sure it is not an illusion? Wang Yao asked. Of course not, Meow Sanding said. Have you read Feast at Hong Gate? Yes. Fan Xing ordered people to look at Lu Bang's aura, Meow Sanding said. It is the aura of the emperor. Ha ha! Wang Yao laughed. It is exaggerated. I have never seen it, Meow Sanding said. Have you seen the aura of dragons and tigers? Wang Yao asked. No, I have seen colorful aura. Really? Wang Yao asked. Yes, it is in this mountain village, Meow Sanding said. Oh, where? Wang Yao asked. On Shishan Hill, there is black and gray aura. This is the aura of death. Meow Sanding pointed to the west. On Nanshan Hill, there is a faint colorful aura, but it is mainly green aura, Meow Sanding said. Oh, colorful aura? Is it the aura of the emperor? Wang Yao asked. No, Meow Sanding said with a smile. Green aura is vitality and also aura. It sounds like fantasy, like a novel or a movie. Chapter 504. Meow Sanding chuckled after hearing that. It sounds incredible, but isn't your mountain and formation the same? He pointed at Nanshan, which had already appeared in his field of vision, and said with a smile. Yes, that makes sense. Wang Yao nodded. If Meow Sanding's Wang Qi was illusory, then Wang Yao's herbal field on Nanshan Hill was definitely illusory. The two of them walked up the hill along the winding mountain road. As they went up the hill, the surrounding climate began to change significantly. It was cold, slightly cold, and warm. When they reached the mountainside, they felt as warm as spring. It was very comfortable. It was like a spring breeze. What kind of magic is this? Meow Sanding asked. Spirit Gathering Battle Array. It was a very common name, but it often appeared in various fantasy and xianxia novels. Meow Sanding stopped. He suddenly felt it was difficult to breathe. It was as if something was stuck in his throat or someone was strangling his neck. He felt very dizzy, and his heart was beating very fast. Phew! Phew! He gasped for breath. What's wrong with me? The trees not far in front of him suddenly became much thicker. Wait, why is there a face on the tree? He was bleeding. Suddenly, a warm aura shrouded him. His breathing gradually became smooth, and his heart was not so fast. The illusion in front of him disappeared. Phew, what was that just now? Something in the battle array, Wang Yao said. Amazing! Meow Sanding sighed. He fixed his eyes and suddenly found that the trees began to shake. They were densely packed and moving faster and faster. Is it an illusion? Although he knew it was an illusion, he could not break it. Let's go. Meow Sanding turned and walked down the hill. When he reached the foot of the hill, he was stimulated by the cold air. The uncomfortable feeling in his body disappeared. He stopped and looked up the hill. The forest was green and full of vitality. I have no regrets in my life to see such a wonderful method, Meow Sanding said. You flatter me, Wang Yao said with a smile. Is this battle array made by nature? No, I set it up, Meow Sanding said. Okay. Meow Sanding nodded. This is for you. Meow Sanding took out a yellow ancient book from his clothes. It's an ancient book about feng shui, Meow Sanding said. I got it by accident. The reason I have what I have now is not only because of my master, but also because of this book. Thank you for letting me see this amazing scene. I have nothing to repay you with, so I'll give you this ancient book. How can I do that? Wang Yao asked. This was equivalent to a martial arts manual. It was a family treasure that could be passed down. It would be a waste to leave it here, Meow Sanding said. No, I can't take it. Wang Yao wanted to read this book. It could also increase his knowledge, but he didn't really want to. After all, what he learned was the art of pharmacist, not the secret art of feng shui. It was to cure diseases and save people, not to fix acupoints. Well, forget it. Seeing that Wang Yao really didn't want the ancient book, Miao Sanding stopped. However, there are some things that I still have to remind you of. What is it? Your village won't be suitable for living for a while. Why? Wang Yao hurriedly asked. There is a gray and black aura on Shishan Hill, Miao Sanding said. That is the aura of death, which symbolizes death. Can it be removed? I don't know, Miao Sanding said. That's all I can do now. However, I've been to places like this in the past few years. Once the aura of death is formed, it is very difficult to change it unless what? Wang Yao asked. Unless you can move the battle array on Shishan Hill and use vitality to replace the aura of death, Miao Sanding said. That battle array can't be moved, Wang Yao said. He had used the battle array to gather the aura on Shishan Hill. It was impossible to build a spirit-gathering battle array in such a small area. At least, he couldn't do it with his current ability. That would be troublesome. Why did those things happen? Wang Yao asked. It's hard to say, Miao Sanding said. It's a mystery between heaven and earth. Maybe too many people died in that place. Maybe there was some filth. Maybe the aura of heaven and earth changed. Dead people definitely wouldn't. Filth? What kind of filth? Wang Yao asked. Well, for example, lonely ghosts, Miao Sanding said. What? Wang Yao was stunned. Do those things really exist? Wang Yao asked. Haha, you have a spirit-gathering battle array. Why can't you have those things? No, it shouldn't be, Wang Yao said. I've been to Shishan Hill recently. I didn't feel any obvious difference. You? Miao Sanding looked at Wang Yao. If I'm not wrong, you know Kung Fu, right? Wang Yao asked. I know a little, Wang Yao said. Your aura is very strong, Miao Sanding said. Ordinary filth wouldn't dare to approach you. They would only stay away. Wang Yao talked with Miao Sanding while walking. Miao Sanding was a knowledgeable person, especially in feng shui. He was different from ordinary scammers. Why would a capable person like you do this? Wang Yao asked. With such ability, he could open his own restaurant. He would definitely become a guest of honor. He wouldn't have to work so hard. Well, you may not believe it, Miao Sanding said. I like to look around. I don't want to stay in one place. It's too boring. I've thought about it. When I'm old and can't walk anymore, I'll go back to my hometown and open a restaurant, Miao Sanding said with a smile. A man in his 40s was very happy to talk about these things. I've learned a lot from you, Miao Sanding said. You're flattering me, Miao Sanding said. The way of the three heavens, all of which can prove Hunyuan, Wang Yao said. That's a lie, Miao Sanding said with a smile. Moreover, I've only learned the basics of feng shui. I don't have the opportunity to learn more. Let's go in and have a seat, Wang Yao said outside the clinic. Sure. After entering the clinic, Wang Yao made a cup of tea for him. Well, good tea, Miao Sanding said. Thank you. Are you a Chinese medicine practitioner? Wang Yao asked. Yes, ancient medicine, Wang Yao said. Ancient medicine? Traditional medicine man. Ancient medicine man? Miao Sanding was surprised. Oh, you know it too? Wang Yao asked. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it, Miao Sanding said with a smile. These things are only in the rumors, but I've seen it today. It's an eye-opener. The two of them talked happily. It was as if they regretted not having met earlier. Thank you for your hospitality, Miao Sanding said. I'm leaving. Where are you going? Wang Yao asked. Well, I want to go to Mount Tai before the new year, Miao Sanding said. I'll take you to the station, Wang Yao said. How far is it from town? Okay, thank you. Wang Yao drove him to town. Thank you. Take care. The two of them exchanged contact information. Wang Yao watched Miao Sanding get into the car before driving back to the village. What? Our village is not suitable for living? Yes, I heard from the master, Meow Sanding said. Master? That's a lie. If you want to cheat money, you must have asked for the solution, right? Of course, this is our village, Meow Sanding said. What did he say? Wang Yao asked. He said there is no solution. He didn't ask for money, Wang Yao asked. He didn't ask for money, right? He really didn't ask for money, Meow Sanding said. Where is he? Wang Yao asked. He left after lunch, Meow Sanding said. Do you have a phone number? Wang Yao asked. Where did you find him? Wang Yao asked. I found him from other people, Meow Sanding said. On the way back to the village, Wang Yao heard the villagers talking on the street. Shishan? Wang Yao raised his head and looked around. He couldn't see any colorful aura. Let's go up and have a look. He went straight to the west mountain and walked around it. He walked very slowly. There is indeed something wrong with this aura. He felt that the qi in some places was obscure. It was as if the qi was not flowing. It was like a pool of stagnant water, which made him very uncomfortable. However, Shishan was from the south to the north. The north wind was blowing in this season. Normally, the mountain should not be like this. What was the problem? The mountain was still the same. There was no obvious change. He walked around in a circle and memorized the positions of the forces that he felt. At the same time, he studied them carefully. There were no obvious differences. Two of them were depressions, one was flat and the other was a half-protruding mountain rock. Chapter 505. How can the qi in these places be blocked? He walked back and forth 3 times, but he did not find any obvious problems. There was nothing special about the terrain. He did not come down from the mountain until it was dark and he could no longer see anyone. He also received a call from home. Yao, did you go up the mountain? Someone in the village asked curiously when they met him. After all, there were very few people going up the mountain at this time. It was already dark. Okay, Wang Yao responded and did not say much. When he returned home, dinner was already ready. Why did you come back so late? There are not many patients in the clinic today, right? Zhang Xiaoying asked. She found that her son seemed to be a little strange today. Not many. I was delayed by something. Let's eat. The family of 3 sat around the table to eat. Yao, I have something to ask you. Go ahead. A feng shui master came to the village today to look at the grave of Feng Bo, who has just passed away. I know. I have seen that person. Have you seen him? Yes, what's the matter? I heard from the villagers that the feng shui master said the feng shui in our village was not good, Zhang Xiaoying said. He did say that. Meow Sanding had indeed said there was a problem with the feng shui in their village, especially on Shishan Mountain. How is it not good? Well, he said that there are few young people in our village. There are many old people, so the vitality is not enough and the lethargy is too heavy, Wang Yao said. This was true. There were indeed few young people in the village. Will people continue to die in the village? Zhang Xiaoying looked at her son nervously. This was what she was most worried about. When she heard the news from the village, she was shocked. Well, that's nonsense, Wang Yao said with a smile. There were indeed some strange places on Shishan Mountain. However, it was too strange for the whole village to continue to die because of that strange place. Wang Yao did not completely believe it. That's good. Several people came to our house today to talk about it. Why did they come to our house? It's because of you. Me? Are you familiar with Mr. Sun? They have already had the idea of moving out of the village. They want to buy a house in the city. Isn't Mr. Sun setting up a real estate business in Lianshan County? Does he have preferential treatment for the villagers? So it's because of this? How many people have come? About 7 or 8 people in total. So many? Wang Yao, on the other hand, was very nervous. Obviously, these people had already planned to move, and the arrival of the feng shui master this time was just a prelude, which made these people even more determined. Yes. You have an idea too? Wang Yao smiled. No, I've discussed it with your father. It's good to live here, Zhang Xiuying said. The couple had lived in this village for nearly 40 years and were familiar with the way of life and habits here. If they suddenly left and went to the city, it would take them several years to familiarize themselves with it. On the contrary, they would not be used to it. I think living here is pretty good, Wang Yao said with a smile. Anyway, I don't plan to go to the city. With Wang Yao's current conditions, not to mention Lianshan County, even Hike City was the capital. It would not be a problem for him to buy a house to settle down and take his parents to live together. However, he did not want to go. He did not want to leave this mountain village. After dinner, Wang Yao went up Nanshan Hill alone. In the dark night there was the sound of dogs barking occasionally. He looked back at the mountain village behind him on the mountain road. It was dotted with lights. What's not good here? Then, he looked up at Shishan Hill. Is there really Deathchi? Then, he disappeared into the dark night. After a while, on Nanshan Hill, there was a light. The next morning, the sun rose as usual. The mountain wind was still cold. Wang Yao went west along Nanshan Hill, then went north and came to Shishan Hill. He came to several places where he felt something was wrong yesterday. It's still not right. There was withered grass on the mountain. In a depression, there was no grass. It was bare, only some rocks and the bodies of 2 sparrows. Wang Yao went into the depression. The depression was not big. It was half the size of a basketball court. It was not deep enough for a person. Its shape was also irregular, like an eggplant. Wang Yao did not know when the depression was formed, but it had been there for a long time. Wang Yao went into the depression. Then, the wind became a little weaker. That was all. He was not in a hurry to leave. Instead, he continued to stay in it. His chi was not smooth. He felt a little suffocated. He walked out of the depression again and looked around carefully. The 2 sides were high and the middle was low. There were a few withered trees. That was all. Then, he went to another depression. This one was slightly bigger. It was half the size of a basketball court. It was also irregular, but it was deeper. It was nearly 2 meters deep. There were also rocks inside. There was no grass, not even a withered grass. Wang Yao went into the depression again. The feeling of suffocation was more obvious. Strange. With a light leap, he leaped up. He stared at the depression for a while. Still, he did not see anything. Then, he continued to move forward. It was a flat land. It was only about 10 square meters. It was not even as big as a house. There were stones and a few blades of grass. They were as clear as lice on a bald man's head. It was the same on the other side. Still like this? Wang Yao turned around and was about to go to the last place. Suddenly, he stopped. His eyes were fixed on the land. He just stared straight at it. Try. Hiss. He took a deep breath. The nashi in his body ran like a river. He suddenly jumped up and fell to the ground like a meteor. There was a boom. There was a clap of thunder on the flat land. The flat land was directly smashed by Wang Yao. A big pit was created. Almost the whole flat land sank. Smoke and dust were billowing. Wang Yao stood aside and watched quietly. The gray sand was slightly dim. Other than that, there was nothing unusual. No problem. He turned around and went to another place. The protruding cliff was like a mace. Destroy it? Wang Yao wanted to smash the rock with one punch. In the end, he decided to wait and see. When he came down from the mountain, he happened to see a car drive into the mountain village. It stopped outside the clinic in the south of the village. Then, 2 people got out of the car. It was a man and a woman. The woman was wearing a down jacket, a face mask, and a scarf. She was tightly wrapped. She staggered. She needed the man's help to move forward. No one. He knocked on the door. There was no response. He pushed the door again. It was locked. Let's wait. The woman's voice was very weak. It seemed that she did not have much strength. Let's go back to the car and wait. It's too cold outside. As soon as they turned around, they saw Wang Yao coming from the road. Professor Lu? Hello, Dr. Wang, Lu Zhou said. Hello. He took a closer look. The woman wrapped in the scarf was pale. She was short of breath. There was not much spirit in her eyes. She was very weak. Come in and talk. Lu Zhou invited the two of them into the house. After entering, the woman took off her hat and scarf. It's you. Wang Yao had seen the woman before. Not long after the clinic was built, Professor Lu had taken the woman to see a doctor. He remembered that the woman's disease was in the kidney. It was quite serious. However, at that time, her complexion was much better than it was today. He had not seen her for only a few months. She seemed to have aged 10 years. Her condition had become more serious. It's me. The woman forced a smile. It was a bitter smile. In the past few months, her condition had continued to deteriorate. The hospital had given the final ultimatum. If they could not find a suitable kidney source, she would not be able to hold on for more than a few months through dialysis treatment. She was in her 40s, which was not old. She did not want to die. She wanted to go abroad to have a look. However, her friends, her family, and her classmates abroad all told her that there was no better treatment for her disease abroad. For a period of time, she felt that there was no color in her life. Even the sky was gray. Wealth and reputation had no meaning at this moment because her life was about to end. She waited passively. She also hoped that a miracle would happen. However, her condition became worse and worse until her good friend came to her and persuaded her to come to the clinic to find the last hope. But can he do it? She looked at the young man in front of her. Wang Yao was diagnosing her. It was serious, very serious. Chapter 506. Looking at Wang Yao's expression, Professor Lu knew the situation was very bad. How is it, Dr. Wang? Do you want to hear the truth? The truth. It's very serious, very serious. To sum it up, it could be described as a terminal illness. However, Wang Yao did not say these words out loud. He found that, after hearing his words, the woman named Qi Wan seemed to look a little gloomier. He was afraid that if he said these words, it would be a heavier blow to her. She basically did not have much confidence to support herself. If she collapsed, there would be no need for treatment. People were most afraid of losing their mental support. Do you have a way? If you trust me, I can try, Wang Yao said. Really? Professor Lu was surprised. Yes, but I'm not 100% sure. Wan. He looked at the woman next to him with an inquiring look. Let's try, the woman said weakly. In fact, she had no other choice. Instead of waiting quietly and helplessly for the arrival of death, it was better to give it a try. Okay. Wang Yao did not continue to treat her. He needed to develop a relatively systematic treatment plan. The disease this time was somewhat similar to Su Xiaoshue's situation. Some of the body's organs and tissues were damaged to a considerable extent. It was a typical difficult disease. You'd better live nearby. The treatment process may last for a while. No problem. I'll find a place to live as soon as possible, Qi Wan said. There is one more thing. What is it? The treatment will be very expensive. Such treatment was definitely not possible with ordinary methods. It must use licorice root. That's not a problem. Before Qi Wan could reply, Professor Lu took it for her. Okay, let's start the treatment. Although it was called treatment, it was actually very simple. Wang Yao helped her move her muscles and bones and dredge her qi and blood. Her body was weak, and her qi and blood were not flowing smoothly. The disease had entered her internal organs, and her vitality had been lost. This time, the massage lasted for nearly an hour. When she got up again, Qi Wan's face was a little more rosy. How do you feel? Professor Lu asked with concern. I feel much better. My body doesn't feel so heavy anymore, Chi-Wan said. The effect of this kind of massage was the most obvious, especially for people like her who were seriously ill. She could clearly feel the changes in her body. Of course, it was a change in a good direction. All right, come back in 2 days, Wang Yao said. Okay, thank you. Professor Lu helped Chi-Wan leave. As soon as they left, Wang Mingbao entered the clinic. Are the 2 people who went out just now here to see a doctor? Yes. I don't think they're a couple. They're calling Lil Wan and Lil Wan so affectionately. How do you know they're not a couple? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Intuition, a man's intuition. Tisk, aren't you busy today? No, I'm here to trouble you again. Speak. You know feng shui, right? Why did you suddenly ask this question? Wang Yao was a little surprised. I heard that a feng shui master came to our village today. He said the feng shui in our village was not good, so it's about this. Don't listen to their nonsense. It's fine, Wang Yao said. Really? Yes, it should be. Don't say it should be, Wang Mingbao said. We'll talk about it in a few days. Okay, it's fine as long as you say so. After seeing Wang Mingbao off, Wang Yao stayed in the clinic to think about how to treat Chi-Wan's chronic disease. The root of her illness was the failure of her kidneys. She had lost her original function. What she needed to consider now was how to restore her kidneys. This was extremely difficult. At least so far, no one had heard of anyone succeeding. However, Wang Yao was different. He had the presence of pacifier, muscle revitalization powder. The first thing Wang Yao thought of was this medicine. It could remove rot, heal wounds, relieve pain, and promote muscle growth. He had used this medicine on Su Xiaoxiu. It had a very good effect on the recovery of the damaged tissues. Not only the skin and muscles, but also the damaged organs after taking it orally. He had also confirmed this. This medicine could be used. In addition, he also thought of 2 other licorice root. Changyang root could open the heart, nourish the 5 viscera, and open the 9 apertures. Everlasting grass could calm the 5 viscera and nourish the loss. These 2 herbs could calm and nourish the 5 viscera. What were the 5 viscera? The heart, liver, spleen, lungs, and kidney. These were the 5 viscera. I'll use these 2 licorice roots as the main ingredients to make another medicine. The kidney controlled the water and stored the essence and blood. It was yin in nature and congenital. Without looking at medical books and classics, Wang Yao began to summon a large amount of medicinal knowledge from his mind. Gorgon fruit, Polygonum multiflorum, white poria. Wang Yao was thinking and recording. In the afternoon and evening, he thought over and over again and finally decided on the prescription. I'll decoct the medicine tomorrow. At night, he prepared all the herbs he needed. In the morning, the weather was gray. Wang Yao guided Qi to practice on Nanshan Hill and practiced boxing. Today, he raised his head and looked. Crackle, 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 the sound of burning wood. Red petrolatum, yellow pill powder, fritillary, and dragon bone were common herbs. Everlasting grass, lingshanji, and guiyuan were the 3 licorice root. This medicine was worth more than 1,000,000 yuan. He was neither too fast nor too slow. The fragrance of the medicine gradually drifted out. It was only when the pharmacology of all the herbs was integrated into the medicine and then mixed with each other that it was considered a success. He had decocted the muscle revitalization powder several times. As for the other medicine, it was his first time decocting it. It was the same principle, but different herbs were added one by one. Wang Yao observed the color of the medicine and smelled it according to the medicinal properties of the herbs. When the decoction was finished, it was dark. Both decoctions were finished. Light snow began to fall from the sky outside. It was snowing again. In Jing City, thousands of miles away. Doctor, sorry to trouble you. Sun Deshang and his father had traveled from Wei City to Ji City, and then to the capital in less than 20 days. They had traveled thousands of miles and visited several big hospitals. They had aged 10 years, all for the sake of their son. Try your best. The hospital in Jing City finally took them in. In fact, the hospital in the provincial capital also agreed to treat their son, but they were still worried, so they came to Jing City. But you have to be mentally prepared, the doctor said. He had learned about the patient's situation. He had several diseases that were difficult to treat. They were all chronic diseases. One of them was quite fatal. Okay. Since things had come to this, the couple could only pin their hopes on the doctors in Jing City. These days they really felt the difficulty of seeking medical treatment. They had some business in Zhu City and saved some money. They could be considered as people with some reputation. However, when they came to the provincial capital and Jing City, they basically had no connections. It was a kind of torture to wait in line and wait for the experts to treat them. Don't be sick. This sentence was said from the bottom of his heart. God bless Honglin. He is fine. It was not snowing heavily in the sky. There were no patients in the clinic. Wang Yao looked up outside. Then, he went out and went straight to Shishan Hill. He went to the place he came to yesterday. He went to the depression first. A small pine tree appeared in his hand like magic. He used his fingers as a knife and dug a hole in the ground. He planted the tree. Then, he poured a bucket of water on it. He had prepared these things on the hill in advance and put them in the system package. Half of the water was ancient spring water, and the other half was mountain spring water. Both of them were not ordinary. Then, he went to another flat land and planted another pine tree. He also poured a bucket of water. Transplanting trees in winter basically could not survive, especially in such cold weather. However, he suddenly wanted to give it a try, so he did it. He mainly relied on the magic of ancient spring water. He wanted to use these two trees to see what was strange about these two places. The next morning, he went to the two places from Nanshan Hill early and poured 2 buckets of water. Grow well. After watering the 2 pine trees, he went back to the clinic. He had an appointment today. Professor Liu and Qi Wan were going to pick up the medicine. It was almost 10 a.m. when they arrived at the clinic. It's so cold. Qi Wan felt very cold. This kind of cold was different from ordinary cold. It seemed to go deep into her bones. Chapter 507. It was as if her naked body had fallen into an ice cave. She was shivering from the cold. This was a sign of poor physique. She was afraid of cold and heat and did not have much resistance to the outside environment. Wang Yao pushed her with one hand. Suddenly, an invisible aura wrapped around her. Then, a warm aura quickly expelled the cold from her body, making her feel much warmer. Her current situation was not suitable for running back and forth in such cold weather. How magical! This was what Qi Wan felt. She raised her head and looked at Wang Yao. That feeling just now should not be an illusion. Sit down first. Wang Yao was not in a hurry to treat her. Instead, he let her calm down a little. After about 20 minutes, Wang Yao took out the 2 formulas that he had prepared in advance. These are the 2 formulas that I decocted. Thank you, Qi Wan said with a smile. Don't be in a hurry to say thank you, Wang Yao said. There were some things that he needed to make clear in advance. These 2 formulas are very expensive. How much? Professor Liu asked. 1 formula is worth 1 million yuan. How much? Qi Wan was shocked. Not only her, but Professor Liu was also very surprised. The price was too expensive. 1 formula is worth 1 million yuan, Wang Yao said. The price of the muscle revitalization powder was set by the system. Although the other formula was made by Wang Yao himself according to the ancient prescription, the herbs used were not bad at all. It also used 2 kinds of licorice root. Both were medium-grade licorice root. They were not things that could be found in the world. Moreover, Wang Yao had thought about it carefully. This was a life-saving medicine. How could he sell it so easily? In Journey to the West, Buddhism, which claimed to have no desires, still asked for gold dust when spreading the scriptures. It was not that they were greedy, but the gold dust was too precious. He wanted to let the people who got the gold dust know how precious it was. He wanted them to understand that it was not easy to get it and to know how to cherish it. Can you think about it? Wang Yao was not a bodhisattva who saved all living beings from suffering. Even if he was a bodhisattva, he would not save some people. This was a life-saving medicine. It could be understood as the most expensive business in the world. Spending money to buy a life. We will pay. Before Qi Wan could speak, Professor Lu agreed. Can I transfer the money? Sure. Dr. Wang, can we pay half of the money in advance? I don't have that much money on me right now, said Professor Lu. Don't overthink it. It's not that we don't trust you. No problem, Wang Yao said calmly. Since they agreed, the treatment began. 2 sets of medicine. 1 small cup of muscle revitalization powder, and 1 small cup of the other medicine. After drinking it, Qi Wan only felt that it was warm, but there was no immediate effect. It was a medicine. Although there were magic herbs in it, it was not an elixir after all, which could heal bones and bring the dead back to life after taking it. Take off your coat and lie down, Wang Yao said after nearly 20 minutes. Then, it was a massage. This time, he massaged a larger area, mainly focusing on her torso, several major meridians and acupoints. Wang Yao's repetitive massage was to accelerate the circulation of qi and blood, increase the speed at which her body absorbed the medicine. It was also to stimulate her body, allowing her to adjust and recover. Phew! Qi Wan only felt that her body was getting warmer and warmer. The cold feeling she had when she came just now was completely gone. The tiredness and powerlessness in her body were also disappearing. It was a very comfortable feeling, which she had not felt for a long time. Unknowingly, she fell asleep and started to snore. Cover her. Don't catch a cold. Wang Yao took her coat and covered her. At the same time, he turned on the air conditioner. Dr. Wang, how is Xiao Wan? Asked Professor Lu softly. Let her sleep for a while. Let's talk over there. Okay. The 2 of them went to the side. Wang Yao poured a cup of tea for him. How is Xiao Wan? Asked Professor Lu. Very bad. I didn't tell you directly when you came the day before yesterday. She is terminally ill, Wang Yao said. Professor Lu was stunned when he heard that. His face turned pale. To be honest, I know this, but it's still very uncomfortable to hear it from you, said Professor Lu as he took a sip of tea. It was very fragrant tea, but it only tasted bitter in his mouth. Can you save her? Asked Professor Lu. I'll try my best, Wang Yao said. Hey, just tell me what you need. The consultation fee is definitely not a problem, said Professor Lu. Okay. The 2 of them sat there. They did not talk much. Qi Wan was lying there and sleeping soundly. Xiao Wan hasn't slept so well in a long time, said Professor Lu as he looked at the woman. She did not frown because of pain. Instead, she had a comfortable expression on her face. He had not seen this expression on her face for a long time. Dr. Wang's medical skills are really amazing, said Professor Lu. You flatter me. This is just the beginning, said Wang Yao. They didn't disturb her rest, and she slept until noon. I'm sorry for disturbing your meal. It's okay. At around 1 p.m., Qi Wan woke up. It was not because she wanted to go to bed, but because she had to urinate. What happened to me? She looked a little surprised. Xiao Wan, put on your clothes. Don't catch a cold, said Professor Lu. He was very concerned about Qi Wan. Thank you. How do you feel? Asked Professor Lu. I slept so well. She sighed from the bottom of her heart. She had not slept so well for a long time. Every night, she was tortured by her illness and could not sleep well. Regardless of the effect of the treatment, as long as she could sleep like this for a few hours every day, it was good enough. That's good. I need to go to the bathroom first. Go out and turn right. Be careful. It's cold. After a while, the woman came back. How do you feel? Asked Professor Liu. Much better than when I first came here. Come back tomorrow at this time, said Wang Yao. Okay, said Professor Liu. It's already so late. I've wasted a lot of your time. Let's have dinner together, said Professor Liu. It's okay. She needs to rest now. Rest is the most important thing. She should do some appropriate activities. Don't eat outside food, said Wang Yao. Okay, said Professor Liu. I'll take a look at you again, said Wang Yao. After the treatment, Qi Wan's pulse was much better. Her complexion had also changed. It was a good change. After seeing them off, Wang Yao closed the clinic and went home to eat something. Why did you come back so late for dinner? Asked Wang Yao. There's a special patient, said Wang Yao. Special? Asked Zhang Xiuying as she served Wang Yao food. Yes, she's very sick, said Wang Yao. What's wrong with her? Asked Wang Yao. Kidney problems, said Wang Yao with a smile. Where's Dad? Asked Wang Yao. He went out to play cards, said Wang Yao. After chatting with his mother for a while and having lunch, Wang Yao went to the clinic again. An old woman in her 50s came to the clinic in the afternoon. She said she had a headache. Her son, a man in his 30s, accompanied her to the clinic. Doctor, my mother has a headache. Can you take a look at her? Asked Wang Yao. Wang Yao examined her carefully. She has a slight thrombosis, said Wang Yao. What? Thrombosis? Asked the man. Yes, do you want to go to the hospital or receive treatment here? Asked Wang Yao. How much does it cost to receive treatment here? Asked the man. He had heard from others that the young doctor was good at treating headache. He didn't expect his mother to have such a disease. He would have gone to the hospital if he had known. After all, he had never heard of any small clinic that could cure thrombosis. If the disease continued to develop, it would be very serious. It could even cause hemiplegia. Massage, acupuncture, medication, $1,000, said Wang Yao. How much? Asked the man with surprise. It was a bit expensive in his opinion. $1,000, said Wang Yao. Then let's go somewhere else to take a look. Asked the man. Okay, but do it as soon as possible. The disease will get worse if you delay it. Since the woman didn't want to receive treatment here, he didn't insist. It was a kind reminder. Okay, said the woman. The middle-aged man helped the old woman out of the clinic. What kind of doctor is he? He's so unscrupulous, muttered the man at the door. Keep your voice down. Don't let others hear you, said the old woman. What are you afraid of? We won't come here, said the man. Wang Yao shook his head with a smile. Of course, he had heard the conversation between the mother and son. In fact, this was not the first time he had heard such words. It would be a lie to say that he was not angry and had no thoughts about it. Chapter 508. Wang Yao had encountered such situations many times and seen all kinds of people, so he was more open-minded. Some people would think that you had ulterior motives if you reminded them out of kindness. Those who were hypocritical would often be treated as good people. You wouldn't even know that they had stabbed you in the back. You would still be happy to date them. In the afternoon, a family came to visit Wang Yao at about 5 p.m. It was a girl who was addicted to drugs. She was quite good-looking. Her parents were also there. You? Yes, doctor. Can you take a look at Xiaofeng's illness? Her mother asked with a smile. In fact, during this period of time, under close observation, or almost surveillance, their daughter's performance was quite good. There were no signs of relapse. They were happy, but they were still a little worried. They went out today and happened to drop by to take a look. Looking at her complexion, her face was rosy, and her eyes were bright. Listening to her voice, her breathing was even and strong. Asking about her smell, there was no abnormal body odor except for the faint fragrance of cosmetics on her body. Her body was normal and healthy. She has recovered, Wang Yao said. Ah! The family of 3 was stunned. Is this true? They still didn't quite believe it. At least, when they came the last few times, they had checked her pulse. This time, they just took a look and determined that there was no problem. Yes, as long as she doesn't touch that thing again, there will be no problem, Wang Yao said. Oh, that's good, that's good. Her parents were very happy. Sorry to bother you. How about the consultation fee? No need. Wang Yao waved his hand with a smile. Since she has recovered, don't touch those things again. I won't touch those things again in the future, I promise. He Xiaofeng said. The whole family left happily. Hey, do you think we should take Xiaofeng to the hospital again? What's there to see? Didn't Dr. Wang say that she is fine? He Xiaofeng's father asked. TSK, I'm worried. What if he is wrong? What do you mean? Are you hoping that something will happen to your daughter? I didn't mean that. Well, Mom, Dad, stop arguing. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow, okay? Okay, her mother said with a smile. Another one was ready. Every time he cured a patient, Wang Yao felt a sense of accomplishment. Moreover, there was another benefit, which was that this time, he would receive experience points. As the number of patients he saw increased over the past few days, his experience points were increasing day by day. Soon, he had more than half a bar. There was hope for him to level up. Through the treatment, he could also see that the amount of experience points gained was directly proportional to the difficulty of his treatment. For example, treating a patient with a difficult-to-treat disease was comparable to treating 100 people with headaches and colds, or even more. The next day, Wang Yao hung a sign on the door of the clinic. He did not plan to receive patients in the morning. Instead, he wanted to make a house call. Without calling Pan Jun, he went directly to the home of the 2 elders. Dr. Wang, you're here. Come in and have a seat. The 2 elders were very happy to see him. When he entered the room, he saw the old man moving about on crutches. Uncle, you look great. This is all thanks to you. Take a rest first, I'll take a look for you. All right. The old man recovered very well. He did not need to take any medicine. Wang Yao gave him acupuncture and massage to constantly stimulate his body, especially his limbs, to promote his own recovery. Auntie, your complexion is a little bad. You have to take care of yourself. Haven't I caught a cold recently? The old woman asked. Her face was a little yellow and white, which was unhealthy. When she breathed, she made a wheezing sound. Some sputum was stuck in her throat. Come on, let me take a look for you. This time, he did not bring any medicine to treat colds, so he could only use massage to treat the old woman from the outside to the inside. However, this treatment was certainly incomparable to the medicine treatment. In order to ensure the effect of the treatment, he used nashi. Cough, cough, cough. As he treated the old woman, she kept coughing and spitting out a few mouthfuls of thick sputum. The old woman immediately felt that her breathing was much smoother. I feel much better after spitting out the sputum. The old woman let out a long sigh of relief. These days, she could not cough out the sputum, which was very uncomfortable. I remember that the last time I was here, you still had stir-fried dandelion in your home, right? Yes, I haven't finished it yet, the old woman replied. Well, it's good to soak it in water. Drink more when appropriate. You can go to the clinic to get some medicine. I think there is a clinic in our village, Wang Yao said. Oh, okay. After treating the 2 old women, he chatted with them for a while. Then, he left. In Lianshan County, Director Ding, what's going on? Why am I not on the list? Ah, this is directly named by the higher-ups. I can't do anything about it. TSK, can you think of another way? No way, unless you can get the municipal party secretary and the mayor to say something. Then, well, I have a meeting later. If there is nothing else, you can go back first. Ah, sorry to disturb you. After the man left, the director stared at a list on the table. Who is this Wang Yao? Why haven't I heard of him? It was very rare that the boss of the county called in person to make a decision. It was just a selection. All right, it's settled then. Thousands of miles away, the sky in Siju City was still gray. In the treatment center, Chun Ying was talking with her brother's attending doctor. During this period, his condition is very stable and his mind is very clear. That's good, thank you, Chun Ying said. When will Dr. Wang come again? Well, I don't know. Chun Ying smiled. This question had been asked by several people, including Su Xiaoxue, Chun Lao, and Mr. Wu. Even Guo Jinghe had asked her the same question. It was very difficult for one person to attract the attention of so many people, especially not ordinary people. Sir, when are you going to come? In the early morning, on the mountain, it was very bleak. Occasionally, a few pine trees could be seen. A person's shadow walked quickly on the mountain ridge. He went from Nanshan Hill to Shishan Hill and then swooped down. It was Wang Yao. In a depression, there was a pine tree in the middle. It was not tall, only 2 feet. Wang Yao went into the depression and continued to water. This pine tree did not grow well. A lot of pine needles had fallen off. The branches were in a state of half-bare. Wang Yao not only knew how to treat people, but also plants. One of the skills he learned at the beginning was in herbs. Herbs were not all grass. Some of them were trees, such as Euchomia ulmoides and pine leaves, which could be used as medicine. There were many reasons why pine trees did not grow well. It was a big problem for him to transplant trees in this season. Winter was not suitable for transplant and planting trees. Of course, he could solve this problem with the ancient spring water. Moreover, it was not the first time he had done this operation. He had succeeded several times before, but this time, it seemed that he was going to fail. The soil was not strong enough. It was an abnormal phenomenon that there was no grass on the land. In other places on the mountain, even in winter, there were withered weeds in the cracks of the mountain rock. It was not like here, where it was like a monk's head. Soil? He had checked it last time. It was reasonable to say that the soil here was not much worse than that on Nanshan Hill. After carefully observing for a while, he went to another flat land. The growth of the pine tree was similar to the one in the depression. This is strange. After watering, he looked carefully but still found nothing. Go back. He suddenly got up and flew up the mountain like a big bird. Then, he moved forward on the mountain ridge. One step was a distance of more than 30 feet. It was as if he was flying. Crack! The mountain rock under his feet was broken. He was more than 30 feet away. Flash, teleport, and so on. He came to the outside of the herbal field. San Xian. He shouted inside, and the dog that was stuffed into the tripe ran out. It wagged its tail and looked very happy. Let's go out and have a walk. Woof, woof. A man and a dog were running on the mountain ridge. At this time of year, the weather was cold. No one would go up the mountain at this time. Naturally, they could not see the strange scene of a man and a dog running on the mountain. Very soon, they arrived at the depression. Woof, woof, woof. The dog seemed to feel something. It had an obvious abnormal reaction as soon as it approached the depression. Chapter 509. In nature, most animals had more acute senses than humans, such as the eagle's eyes, the wolf's ears, and the dog's sense of smell. At this moment, the dog San Xian's reaction was obviously abnormal. It was very uneasy. What's wrong, San Xian? Is there something wrong here? Woof, woof, woof. San Xian bit Wang Yao's cuff and pulled it. Let me leave here? Woof. No hurry. Wang Yao jumped into the depression. He wanted to see the pine tree again. Woof. San Xian walked back and forth a few steps before jumping in. His animal intuition told him that the depression was dangerous and that he should not go in. However, since his owner had gone in, he had to follow. The danger did not happen, but San Xian was still uneasy. The pine tree withered even more. In the depression, even if the pine tree was watered with ancient spring water every day, it still could not stop the pine tree from withering and dying. What was going on? Why didn't I find such a place before? Wang Yao had not been to Shishan Mountain many times. These places were in the more remote corners of the mountain. Besides, even if Wang Yao had been here before, he would not have noticed these unusual things. Then, he went to another place and found that the pine tree was the same. Is there a problem with the soil? Wang Yao took out a part of the soil and put it in a prepared plastic bag. Let's find a place to test it. Woof, woof. Okay, San Xian, stop barking. Let's go back. Wang Yao smiled and stroked the irritated dog. The man and the dog quickly returned to the herbal field from the ridge. Don't stay here all the time. Let's walk around. He smiled and patted the dog's head before going down the hill. Professor Lu and Qi Wan were already waiting outside the clinic. Have you been here for a long time? No, I just arrived. After entering the clinic, Qi Wan took off her hat and scarf. She looked much better than yesterday. How do you feel? Much better, Qi Wan said. She was telling the truth. Ever since she got this disease, her whole body was sore and tired. She didn't want to eat, vomited, and didn't sleep well at night. Her body was very swollen. However, after yesterday's medicine and massage treatment, all kinds of discomfort had significantly improved. Her body was less tired, and she didn't feel so nauseous anymore. The most obvious thing was that she had a good rest last night. This treatment with such an obvious effect made her realize the extraordinary medical skills of Wang Yao. It also gave her a little hope, as if she had seen a little light in the dark night. Okay, we'll have the second treatment today. Take the medicine first. It was still the same 2 drugs from last time, muscle revitalization powder and Wuan. This was the name that Wang Yao gave to the new medicine. It meant that it could nourish the 5 viscera, and with 1 dose of medicine, the 5 viscera were in good health. About 20 minutes after taking the medicine, Wang Yao gave her another massage to stimulate her body. Phew, so comfortable. This time, she fell asleep again. Although she kept reminding herself not to fall asleep in the room, she was very tired. She had been tired for a long time. It couldn't be alleviated by a night's rest. Then, she fell asleep again. This time, she slept for more than 2 hours. The air conditioner was on. The warm wind blew to make the room not so cold. Have some tea. Thank you. Professor Lu felt that the tea seemed to be mellower this time. He saw the changes in Qi Wan. It was very obvious. This was a sign that she could be cured. It was hope. It was good as long as there was hope. He breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you, Dr. Wang. You're welcome, Wang Yao said. He received a reminder from the bank in the morning that he had received money. It was not 1 dose of medicine, but 2 doses of medicine. They changed their minds. They no longer hesitated and doubted. Sorry, I fell asleep again, Qi Wan said after waking up. She was a little embarrassed. It's okay. Did you sleep well? Yes, very well. Come back tomorrow. Okay. Professor Lu supported her as they left. Thousands of miles away, in a courtyard house in Jing, Miss Qi seems to have something on her mind. I know. Song Ruiping sighed. Her daughter's health was getting better and better recently. She could move her arms freely. She could even walk a few steps with the help of the wall. This made the whole family very happy. When the old man heard the news, he rushed over and laughed. That day, He had a meal here and made an exception to drink a glass of wine. However, she was very worried about her daughter's mood recently. The smile on her face was less on her face. She liked to stare out of the window and look like she had something on her mind. She could guess what her daughter was thinking. What should I do? Ask Chen Ying to come here. Okay. After a while, Chen Ying arrived at home. Are you looking for me? Have you been in touch with Dr. Wang recently? Well, no. About Miss Qi? Yes, Song Ruiping said. I have a suggestion. You can think about it. Go ahead. Why don't you take Miss Qi to see Dr. Wang? First, she can relax. Second, you can let Dr. Wang check on Miss Qi's recovery. After all, Miss Qi is recovering well now. Didn't Dr. Chen say that she can go out now? Chen Ying said. Well, it was not that she had not thought about it, but the weather had been very cold recently. She was worried that her daughter's health had just improved. She did not want to have other problems. Let me think about it. Do you have anything else to say? No, you can go back to your work. Okay. After Chen Ying left, Song Ruiping went upstairs to her daughter's room. Su Xiaoxue was sitting in a wheelchair quietly looking at the sky outside. She looked lonely. Song Ruiping was a little distressed. Xiaoxue. Mom. Su Xiaoxue turned around with a smile on her face. Silly girl. Song Ruiping sighed. What are you thinking about? Nothing. Su Xiaoxue smiled. Do you feel bored staying at home all the time? Song Ruiping sat on the bed and held her daughter's hand. Not at all. Her daughter's answer made her feel even more sad. Don't worry so much. I just want my daughter to be happy. I'll take you out for a walk, Song Ruiping said with a smile. Walk? Where are we going? To hike. Hike. Su Xiaoxue's eyes were full of excitement. Let's go to Dr. Wang's village and have him give you a checkup. What do you think? Okay. Su Xiaoxue was happy. She had been looking forward to this for a long time. I'll tell your father when he comes back. Okay. Su Xiaoxue's face was full of joy. Silly girl. Song Ruiping rubbed her daughter's head lovingly. Going out? Hike? Su Xianghua was a little surprised to hear his wife's words. Is Xiaoxue okay? I've asked Dr. Chen. There is no problem. Besides, hike is not far from Jing. Okay, I'll arrange it. Don't make it too public. This is a private matter, Song Ruiping said. I know, but at least I have to ensure the safety of your beauty, Su Xianghua said. In the afternoon, Wang Yao hurriedly went to Lianshan County. Originally, he wanted to take the soil obtained from Xishan Hill to an authoritative department for analysis. However, after communicating with them, he felt that the conditions in the county might not be good enough to achieve the effect he wanted. Therefore, he didn't leave the soil behind and drove back to the mountain village. After returning to the village, he got out of the car and saw Sun Yunxing walking in the village. Sir. Sun Yunxing had changed the way he addressed Wang Yao. Come out for a walk? Hey, you went out? I went to Lianshan County. Hey. Wang Yao looked at Sun Yunxing. He should have connections, right? Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Does your company cooperate with some universities or research institutions? Yes, just tell me if you need anything, Sun Yunxing said. I have a bag of soil here that needs to be analyzed. Leave it to me. Okay, I'll have to trouble you. You're welcome. It's a small matter, Sun Yunxing said. It was indeed a small matter for him. After returning home, Sun Yunxing quickly contacted a university in Dao and arranged for someone to come overnight to take the soil. In the morning, the weather was very cold, but the sun was very bright. It was a good day. In the morning, an unexpected guest came to the clinic. She had short hair, clean and neat. Her face was beautiful, but she was a little thin. It was Guo Sairu. Why are you here? Why? Am I not welcome? Guo Sairu asked with a smile. Of course, please sit down, Wang Yao said with a smile. You've lost a lot of weight. What have you been busy with recently? Are you tired? Wang Yao could tell that she didn't look well. She looked tired. I just came back from Africa. Africa? Did you really travel around the world? Wang Yao said. Yes, I went around to relax, Guosairu said. Have some tea. Thank you. The two of them were like old friends who had not seen each other for many years. They chatted happily. Between the conversation, Wang Yao could feel that Guosairu had something on her mind. Something on your mind? A little, Guosairu said after taking a sip of tea. Can I help you? Thank you, but you can't help me, she said with a smile. There was a sense of helplessness in her tone. While the two of them were talking, Professor Liu and Qi Wan arrived. Wait a moment. No hurry. You go ahead. She took the medicine and massaged her acupoint. This time, Qi Wan did not fall asleep, but she wanted to sleep. Sleep if you want, Wang Yao said with a smile. He saw that Qi Wan's eyelids were fighting to stay open. No, I'll go back to sleep, she said with a smile. She already felt embarrassed to sleep in the clinic for the past 2 days. Moreover, Wang Yao had a guest today. Well, keep warm when you go back. Okay. What's wrong with her? Kidney failure, Wang Yao said calmly after taking a sip of tea. Can you treat this disease? Guosairu asked in surprise. I'm trying. Chapter 510. Amazing! Guosairu exclaimed. You flatter me, Wang Yao said with a smile. In fact, the two of them didn't meet many times. They didn't communicate much on normal days, but there was a feeling of familiarity between them. If you have something on your mind, it's a kind of catharsis to let it out. If you keep it in your heart, you'll feel uncomfortable, Wang Yao said with a smile. Everyone had something on their mind. Even a lady from a wealthy family like her had her own troubles. Marriage. After a moment of silence, Guosairu said these 2 words. Marriage? Arranged marriage? Wang Yao immediately thought of the marriage between the rich and noble families. It was like the emperor in the past had married a princess to a general or a minister's daughter. Sort of. You don't like that person? No, Guosairu said. It was hard to imagine that a person who had barely met would suddenly want to marry someone and spend the rest of their life with them. They did not know each other at all, let alone like each other. Perhaps some people would say that they could slowly get to know each other after marriage, but was that really feasible? If you don't like him, then refuse? This problem was very simple in Wang Yao's eyes. If she married someone she did not like, she would not be happy. It's not that easy. Guosairu sighed. Does your family need his help? Yes. This had involved the interests of the whole family, not the gains and losses of one person. Wang Yao did not know the situation of the Guo family. In fact, he did not want to know, but he suddenly felt that being born in these so-called rich and powerful families was not as good as the outside world thought. They did have many superior conditions, but they could not make their own decisions in life. This was a great tragedy. Have you told your parents? No, I have told my grandfather, but he did not agree. Unfortunately, he has passed away. When mentioning her grandfather, Guosairu's face showed a sad expression. You can try to talk to them and communicate. There were no parents in the world who did not think of their children. Guosairu smiled and did not say anything. Can I go to your Nanshan Hill to have a look? No problem. After closing the door of the clinic, the two of them slowly went up Nanshan Hill. It was very windy in the mountains, so Guosairu didn't wear much. Are you cold? It's all right. Wang Yao took off his coat and put it on the other party. He was only wearing a thin shirt. How can you do that? You'll freeze. I'm fine. Wang Yao smiled. I am immune to both heat and cold. Guosairu listened carefully. After confirming that Wang Yao was really fine, she didn't continue to refuse. The coat was draped over his body to block the cold wind. It was very warm. Nanshan Hill stood there quietly, looking at the verdant mountainside in the distance. Why is it still so green at this time? Shall we go up and take a look? As they walked up from the foot of the mountain, the closer they were to the mountainside, the warmer Guasairu felt. In the end, Wang Yao's jacket could not be worn anymore, so he took it off. Why is that? She asked curiously. This mountain is different from the rest, Wang Yao said. They reached the mountainside. The trees swayed. Guasairu felt her heart palpitate. She had a feeling of suffocation, as if something was strangling her throat. She also felt very dizzy. Take a sip. Wang Yao took out a bottle of medicine and let her take a sip. The uncomfortable feeling quickly disappeared. What's going on? She had come up the mountain more than once, but this was the first time she had encountered such a situation. There are herbs in the herbal field. They emit a special smell that will have this effect on the human body, Wang Yao said. This herb was the xian chilo, another line of defense he used to prevent outsiders. This was a spiritual medicine, and its medicinal power was extraordinary. However, it was also a poison, and its smell had a great influence on the human body. The method to remove this influence was relatively simple. One could boil its leaves and consume it. Moreover, after consuming it once, one would be immune to this terrifying and imperceptible smell for a long period of time. The trees outside the herbal field were still swaying. Looking at it made one feel dizzy. If one looked at it for a little longer, one would feel that the world was spinning and could not stand steadily. What is this? Guasairu hurriedly closed her eyes. She knew about this battle array and had seen its mystery and power. She vaguely remembered that the last time she came here, it was not as powerful as now. It was impossible to resist. Look down and follow me. Wang Yao walked in front. Guasairu followed him with her head down. After a while, the scene in front of her changed. The herbal field was arranged in a reasonable and orderly manner. At a glance, there were herbs she could not name. There was a clear pool not far from the herbal field. It was very small. There were a few special plants growing beside the pool. The simple, or even simple, small house stood there quietly. It was bleak and cold outside, but it was as warm as spring inside. The moment they came in, a dog bigger than a calf stood in front of them. It looked at Guasairu with a pair of very intelligent eyes. Wow, is this Sansien? Guasairu was surprised. Yes, it is. Sansien, this is Miss Gua. She has been here before. Do you remember? Woof, woof, woof. The dog barked a few times and sniffed. It stared at Guasairu for a while. You don't have to keep an eye on him. I'm here, Wang Yao said with a smile. Sansien slowly walked away. Looking at the spring scenery in the herbal field, Guasairu asked in surprise, a dog with intelligence? It is even bigger than a Tibetan Mastiff. How did you do it? It was a gift from heaven. Wang Yao pointed to the sky. It was clear and high. Ha ha. Guasairu laughed. Such ability might really be a gift from heaven. Come in and have a seat. Sure. The tea was camellia. Wang Yao only had half a barrel left. Compared to the famous tea brought by his friends, he preferred this kind of tea. It had a unique aroma and was different from the others. The water used to make the tea was ancient spring water. Well, it tastes great. It is even better than the tea in the clinic at the foot of the mountain, Guasairu praised. Going up the mountain, amazing scenery, and good tea. Looking at the herbal field outside, the woods not far away, some distant mountains, and the sky even further away, Guasairu felt that her mood seemed to relax a lot at this moment. She temporarily forgot the things that troubled her. It is so good to live here, she exclaimed. It is very good, Wang Yao said with a smile. He also liked to make a cup of tea and read quietly. He also liked to sit outside with a folding stool and look at the sky, thinking about something. He also didn't think at all. He just looked at the sky in a daze. Now, such time was less. He still had to treat patients. He felt a lot busier. Some aspects were not as good as before. Do you still need help? What? Wang Yao was stunned. He looked at Guosairu in surprise. Did I hear you wrong? I just asked casually, Guosairu said with a smile. At that moment, she really wanted to find a house to stay in this small mountain village. She didn't ask for anything else, just to be able to come up to the mountain and walk around the herbal field. However, she also knew that this kind of life might just be an extravagant hope. Sometimes people were not free to do what they wanted. Sigh. She sighed softly. I feel that you are very tired, mentally tired. Wang Yao poured a cup of tea for her. Yes, I also feel that life has been very tiring recently, Guosairu said. Do more things that make you happy. Happy? Guosairu looked out of the window. She was a little absent-minded for a moment. What could make her happy? She had been living in that kind of environment since she was young, and she was used to some things. She was used to thinking for her family, doing business, taking over a part of the family business, and running around for the family. After she graduated from university, no, even before that, it had been the main rhythm of her life. It took up most of her time. She was vigorous, capable, and decisive, and was highly praised by her family and other elders. Gradually, the burden on her shoulders became heavier and heavier, and she became more and more helpless. Now, she didn't even know what she liked to do. I'm not afraid that you will laugh at me. I can't think of anything that would make me happy right now, Guosairu said. She suddenly realized that the life she had been living for the past few years was not what she wanted, although it was glorious. So what? In the end, she couldn't even decide the major events of her life. She was a girl after all. The idea of favoring boys over girls had always been there. It was not an exception in her family. Some people even valued it more than ordinary people. For example, now, her family was tilting resources to her younger brother, who had stepped into the official circle. After all, a girl was going to get married. In fact, Guosairu loved her younger brother very much. She had done a lot for him. She also thought that this was what an elder sister should do. However, she couldn't throw her life away for her younger brother's future, right? For a moment, she thought a little too much. She looked out of the window. Wang Yao didn't disturb her. Ah, sorry, I was distracted. It's nothing. Sorry to disturb you. I should leave now, Guosairu said. Guosairu said. Talking to Wang Yao was like talking to her best friend, her best friend. She felt a lot more relaxed. It was very rewarding. Where are you going? Wang Yao asked almost subconsciously. Well, I haven't thought about it yet. I'm going to walk around and relax, Guosairu said. Okay, come visit when you have time. No problem. The two of them went down the mountain. Guosairu drove a four-wheeled Porsche. Goodbye. Think more about happy things. Goodbye. The car slowly left the mountain village. Through the rearview mirror, he looked at the young man who was still standing by the road and the mountain peak further away. He was so carefree. How enviable! Just as he reached the intersection, he was surprised to see two cars in front of him. The road in the mountain village was relatively narrow. It could only allow one car to pass. When two cars met, one car would usually take the initiative to stop by the side. Guosairu pulled the car to the side and let the two cars enter the village first. She was a little surprised when she saw the license plate. It was a car from Jing. When she saw the person in the passenger seat of the second car, she was even more surprised. Chening? What is she doing here and in that position? Who is the person in the car? Guosairu looked at the back of the second car. She could only vaguely see a figure behind the dark windshield. Could it be that she's here? She didn't roll down the window or say hello. She just looked through the rearview mirror at the two cars driving to the south of the mountain village. She didn't want them to know that she had been to the mountain village. Ma'am, the person in the car just now seems to be Miss Guo. Sister Sairu? Yes. What is she doing here? She should be looking for Dr. Wang. Yes. The car stopped at the south of the village. I'll go and have a look first. Chen got out of the car and went into the clinic. At this time, Wang Yao had just come down from the mountain. He picked up a medical book and was about to read it when he heard someone knocking on the door. Hey, why are you here? After seeing Chen, he was quite surprised. He thought to himself, what's wrong with today? Even the rare guests have come from thousands of miles away. Hello, sir. Hello, come and sit down. Is it convenient for you now? Chen asked with a smile. Seeing Wang Yao again, she felt very warm and happy. Yes. Why are you so polite? Mrs. Song and Miss Su are outside. They are also here. Su Xiaoxue? Wang Yao was surprised. Yes. Ha, quickly invite them in. This is Dr. Wang's clinic? Sitting in the car, Su Xiaoxue looked at the black roof and white walls through the car window. It was a very southern-style building. Chapter 511. Such a building was very rare in the north, let alone in a remote mountain village in a small town. Moreover, it was so exquisite. It's obviously the work of a master, Song Ruiping said. Let's go in and have a look. In the winter, the small courtyard was still a bit green, but it was much bleaker than before. It could still be seen at that time. It was very exquisite. The decoration is very unique. Hello, Mrs. Song. Hello, Miss Su. Wang Yao greeted the mother and daughter with a smile. Hello, Dr. Wang, Song Ruiping said. Hello, Dr. Wang, Su Xiaoxue said. Have a seat inside. It's quite cold outside. The air conditioner was on, so the room was very warm. Compared to the beautiful building of the clinic and the exquisite decoration of the small courtyard, the furnishings in the room could be regarded as simple and crude. One could count the furnishings at a glance. Please have some tea. Thank you. The tea was very fragrant. I came a little abruptly this time. I hope Dr. Wang doesn't mind, Song Ruiping said with a smile. Not at all. Wang Yao said. When I left Jing last time, I said I would go as soon as possible, but something at home delayed me. Miss Su, you look quite well. Wang Yao smiled at Su Xiaoxue. Since seeing her, he had begun to diagnose her. Looking at her complexion, her face was ruddy, and her eyes were bright. Listening to her voice, her breathing was even and full of confidence. Smelling her, there was only a faint fragrance on her body, like an orchid in an empty valley. It could be said that Miss Su's body should be fine, except that she still could not move freely. Dr. Wang, just call me Xiaoxue, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. She did not know why, but she was very happy to see the man who had completely changed her life. Can I trouble Dr. Wang to take a look at Xiaoxue again? Song Ruiping asked. Okay. Wang Yao gave her a thorough check. It was exactly the same as what he had predicted. Very good. She's recovering very well. The only problem with her body now is that she hasn't fully recovered. Her coordination is slightly lacking. Other than that, she's very healthy, Wang Yao said. Other than the fact that Su Xiaoxue could not move normally, she was indeed very healthy. She was even healthier than many ordinary people. This might be a gift from God after she broke through the cocoon and became a butterfly. Or it could be said that this was God's compensation for her not giving up despite the torment she had suffered over the years. Really? In fact, Song Ruiping had heard about this situation from Elder Chen when she was in Beijing. At this time, hearing Wang Yao say it again, she believed it more and was more surprised. The biggest worry in her heart was completely put down. It's all thanks to Dr. Wang. You flatter me. God is blessing Xiaoxue, Wang Yao said with a smile. It was God who didn't want to see this lovely, beautiful, and strong girl continue to endure this kind of torture, so he arranged for Wang Yao to treat her. Her illness was about to be cured. Moreover, there was more pure nashi in her body. This was an unexpected surprise. It could be a treasure that could benefit her endlessly in the future. Then, I'm sorry to disturb Dr. Wang. It's okay. It didn't take long to treat Su Xiaoxue. Well, Dr. Wang, we also came out of Beijing and want to walk around hike. Do you know any places to go? Walk around hike. Wang Yao was a little surprised. Originally, the biggest feature of hike was that it was close to the sea. However, in winter, the style of the seaside was very big. There were 2 mountains in Lianshan County, but it was bleak in winter. The wind on the mountains was strong, so there was nothing to see. For a time, Wang Yao really couldn't think of any places in hike that were suitable for the mother and daughter to visit. He thought about it. Well, Mrs. Song, to be honest, in this season, there are not many places to go in hike, Wang Yao said. He didn't want to fool people. He really couldn't think of any suitable places to go. Song Ruiping was surprised. Su Xiaoxue was a little disappointed. No one expected Wang Yao to reply like this. In fact, Song Ruiping's original intention was to let Wang Yao be a host and take them around. She mainly wanted her daughter to be happy. People like her had been to all kinds of places. Oh, forget it, she said with a smile. She could also see that it was not that Wang Yao didn't want to take them around. Maybe it was because hike was really small. Moreover, there were not many places in this season. It was winter. Where could they go? Aren't you in a hurry to go back? No hurry. Oh, there are 2 mountains in hike that are somewhat artistic. If you don't mind, I can take you to have a look. Wang Yao thought carefully. The 2 mountains were somewhat interesting. There was no scenery. Wasn't there a temple on the mountain? Okay. Su Xiaoxue smiled. Then, I'll have to trouble Dr. Wang. It's no trouble. Wang Yao drove in front to lead the way. The 2 cars followed behind. Sun Yunxing, who had come out of his home to stretch his body, saw 2 cars with Jing license plates. Guests from Jing at this time of the year? What license plates? He was a smart person. At a glance, he saw the difference between the 2 seemingly ordinary license plates. Distinguished guests? Jilian Mountain was not high. If it were in spring, summer, or even autumn, it would be a little quiet. However, it was winter now. There were not many people on the mountain. It was very cold. Xiaoxue, are you cold? Song Ruiping asked with concern. No. Su Xiaoxue's pretty face was red from the cold, but she was still very happy. Silly girl. Song Ruiping felt sorry for her daughter. She still couldn't move her legs freely, so she was in a wheelchair. Chen Ying pushed her. The mountain road was well built, but it was not fun to always move along the flat cement road on the mountain. There were also some places that couldn't be reached in a wheelchair. However, Su Xiaoxue was very happy. She was like a bird that had escaped from a cage. She looked around and asked Wang Yao some questions from time to time. Her cheerful mood infected the few people with her. Is there a temple on the mountain? Su Xiaoxue looked curiously at the small temple halfway up the mountain. Yes, it's called Guangming Temple. It was a very popular name for a temple. Is it an ancient temple? It used to be, but it was destroyed, Wang Yao said. It was said that the temple was built in the Qing dynasty during the reign of Emperor Qianlong, or maybe even earlier. It was completely destroyed in the movement after the founding of the People's Republic of China. No, except for the foundation. Really? That's a pity. Let's go up and have a look. Sure. They went up the stairs. Su Xiaoxue was a little more troublesome. Originally, Chen Ying wanted to carry her up. Sit tight. Wang Yao gently lifted the wheelchair with one hand and carried it on his back. He's so strong. Chen Ying, on the other hand, wasn't surprised. She had once seen how domineering this young man was on the Great Wall. Compared to that time, this little surprise was nothing. The temple was very new. At first glance, one could tell it was not built much. It did not have a trace of history. This made the few people who went up the mountain lose much interest. There were also several monks in the temple. When a middle-aged monk saw them enter the temple, he came forward with a smile and asked, "Almsgiver, are you going up the mountain to make a wish?" At this time of the year, it was not easy to be seen. "Hello, monk." Wang Yao looked at the monk standing in front of him with a smile. "Ah, hello, almsgiver. Is the dog meat delicious?" "What?" The monk, Song Ruiping, and Chen Ing were all stunned. Then, Chen Ing smiled. This scene was familiar. "I don't understand what you are talking about, almsgiver," the monk said with a solemn expression. "Well, okay." Wang Yao smiled. "We don't burn incense. We just want to take a look and worship Buddha." "Okay, please come in," the monk said with a smile. When he saw Su Xiaoxue and Chen Ing, his eyes were not the same. He was staring straight at them. What beautiful women! One is valiant and the other is as beautiful as a goddess. The monk rarely saw women on the mountain, let alone beauties. "Are they beautiful, monk?" A cheerful voice sounded like an oriole in the forest. "Ah!" The monk was stunned. Su Xiaoxue giggled. "This child." Song Ruiping smiled and glared at her. "Please help yourselves, almsgivers," the monk said angrily. Before the monk went far, Su Xiaoxue asked, "Sir, has he really eaten dog meat?" "Yes, he has eaten a lot." The monk was trembling with anger. Chapter 5:12. In winter, eating dog meat improves one's health, Wang Yao said with certainty. Dog meat rolls 3 times. Even the gods can't stand still. He ate dog meat hot pot. That can't be. I thought monks don't eat meat, Su Xiaoxue said. You have to ask them, Wang Yao said. Almsgiver, this is a Buddhist place. Please be careful, the monk said as he turned around. The monk is angry, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. She was like a naughty elf. Monk, he ate it. Was it delicious? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Yes, the monk's eyes were full of anger. Su Xiaoxue giggled happily. She felt exceptionally happy. What's going on? Another monk came over. He was a little older and fatter. Sir, did he eat it? Su Xiaoxue turned to look at Wang Yao. Song Ruiping and Chen Ing were at the side, watching the two of them play. Yes, he ate it. It only took a moment for them to confirm. Monk, is the dog meat delicious? Dog. The fat monk looked at Su Xiaoxue. How could such a beautiful, fairy-like young lady speak without considering the situation and the feelings of others? Amiba, you must be joking. This is a Buddhist place. How could there be dog meat? The fat monk said solemnly. He looked like an eminent monk. Didn't you say monks don't lie? I'm telling the truth, the fat monk said. I don't want to chat with you. Let's look around, Wang Yao said with a smile. He didn't want to chat with the two monks anymore. It was meaningless. Okay, the fat monk said. The two monks turned around and left. They went to the main hall. The Guanyin Bodhisattva was worshipped in the hall. After entering the temple, they naturally had to worship the Buddha. They worshipped the Bodhisattva. Wang Yao carefully looked at the kind-looking statue and thought, Bodhisattva, do you know that the monk worshipping you is drinking and eating meat? He put his palms together and bowed. Let's go to the back of the mountain to have a look. There was a Buddha statue at the back of the mountain. It was carved against the mountain. Although it was a modern thing, it was quite interesting. Presumably, the person who carved it was not a nobody. It's snowing, Su Xiaoxue said happily. Small snowflakes floated in the sky. Are there other buildings on the top of the mountain? Su Xiaoxue pointed at the top of the mountain, not far away. She could vaguely see the corner of a house. Yes, but it's newly built. Shall we go down the mountain to take a look? Sure. The stone steps were long and narrow. Are you tired? Su Xiaoxue asked Wang Yao, who was carrying her on his back. I'm not tired. Wang Yao smiled. Not to mention that she was a girl who wasn't particularly heavy, he could even carry a cow on his back at this moment. The stone steps were not particularly long. It did not take them much time to reach the top of the mountain. The top of the mountain was not big and uneven. There was a very small house. It was not big and was relatively new. It could be considered exquisite. So simple. At first glance, he looked rather disappointed. However, standing at the top of the mountain, one could see a relatively distant place. At this moment, the world was filled with flying snow. It was also a different kind of scenery. It is a bit different from Jing, Song Ruiping said. Having lived in the capital for a long time, he looked at the small mountain city again. Looking around, there were many mountains. Although it was not as tall as the capital, it was not as grand and imposing, and it did not have the heritage of a 1,000-year-old capital. It had its own charm. It was like a person who had eaten a big meal for a long time. Occasionally, he would feel good to have a home-cooked meal. After coming down from the mountain, Wang Yao saw a monk sneakily walking toward the back of the mountain with a bag of things. What is the monk going to do? Su Xiaoxue asked curiously. Destroy the evidence, Wang Yao said. Evidence? Evidence of eating dog meat. Wang Yao could smell a faint smell of blood. This group of wine and meat monks. The monks on the mountain were not supervised. The rules and precepts, clay statues of Buddha and Bodhisattva, had no effect on them. The only thing that could restrain them was themselves. The monks on the mountain should have broken the precepts, Wang Yao said. They had eaten the meat, so they should have drunk the wine. It could be imagined that a few bald monks gathered together to eat dog meat hot pot, drink wine, and watch movies. TSK, TSK, TSK. It must be very good. Song Ruiping smiled and did not say anything. Su Xiaoxue's face was red from the cold, but she was very happy. She had not been so happy for a long time. This mountain is really good. That was what she thought. When they went down the mountain, it was already dark. Ma'am, the accommodation has been arranged. Good. Dr. Wang, we have troubled you today, Song Ruiping said. Wang Yao accompanied them for the whole afternoon. Not at all, Wang Yao said with a smile. On such a cold day, there would not be many patients in the clinic. After all, the wave of influenza had passed. It is good to come out for a walk. Before leaving, Su Xiaoxue softly asked, Are you busy tomorrow? Well, I shouldn't be too busy. Got it. After leaving, Su Xiaoxue smiled gently in the car. No one knew what she was thinking. Xiaoxue, are you happy today? Song Ruiping looked at her daughter. Yes. That's good. She could also feel that her daughter was very happy today. She had not been so happy in the past few days. If she had known, she would have taken her daughter out to relax. Shall we continue tomorrow? Yes. Before leaving, Chen Ying put some gifts in Wang Yao's car. These are from Jing. They are all local product. Please don't refuse, she said as she put the gifts. Thank you so much. Wang Yao didn't refuse and thanked them. As long as you like them. Well, you are guests from afar. I will treat you to dinner tonight. Well, Chen Ying could not decide. She turned to look at Song Ruiping. No, thank you. Song Ruiping smiled and refused. Then, I will leave now. It was almost evening by the time he returned home. His mother had already prepared dinner. Why did you bring so many things back? Seeing Wang Yao come back and forth twice, she asked in surprise. Did you go shopping? No, didn't I tell you? I was hanging out with my friends. A few patients came in this afternoon and left again. Well, I made a notice board on the door. Wang Yao smiled. If he had to leave for something, he would hang the notice board on the wooden door outside to tell the patients that they did not have to wait outside and waste their time. Are you a guest from Jing? Yes, that patient, Wang Yao said. That girl? Yes. Has she recovered? Can she come out now? Zhang Xiuying cared a lot about this girl, who she had never met and had only heard about from her son. She had heard about this girl from Wang Yao. She knew that she had suffered a lot and that it was not easy for her. Yes, but she can't get out of bed yet. She is in a wheelchair. That's good. Where did you go? It is so cold. Jillian Mountain. You went up the mountain? Yes. Let's eat first, Wang Fenghua, who had been smoking, said. Yes, let's eat first. Wang Yao was eating. His mother helped to organize the gift. What is this? In addition to food, she also found a tea set. It was a very exquisite tea set. Cloisonné? It is a specialty of Jing, Wang Yao said. Let me have a look. Wang Fenghua took it and could not put it down. Each of the tea bowls had a different pattern. It was very exquisite. Dad, you like this? I just think it looks good, Wang Fenghua said happily. It is a pity to use such a good thing to make tea. Tea set? It is used to make tea. After dinner, he chatted with his parents for a while. Then, he went out to Nanshan Hill. In Lianshan County, the best hotel and the best room. Miss Sue is asleep. Yes, she has been running all the way and playing in the mountain for half a day. She is tired. Su Xiaoxue was indeed tired. She went to the hotel and took a shower. After eating something, she fell asleep. What do you plan to do tomorrow? Go and invite Dr. Wang again. We will stay for another day before going back to Jing, Song Ruiping said. Okay. After Chen Ying left, she turned to look outside. At this time, Lianshan County was covered in snow. She had never been to this small county. If it were not for her daughter, she was afraid she would not have come back in her life. Chapter 5:13. Today, her daughter was very happy. She was very happy, but also very worried. Anyone with a little bit of eyesight could see her daughter's special reaction after seeing Wang Yao. She was happy, but also a little shy. She had fallen in love with Wang Yao. What should I do? What should I do? She had dealt with many tricky things, but she was somewhat helpless in this kind of thing. It snowed outside the house for a whole night. The next day, the small mountain town was covered in snow. It was cold outside and the roads were slippery. Transportation was inconvenient. It was impossible to go out at this time. Staying in the hotel, Su Xiaoxue looked at the scattered snow outside the window. I can't go out. Her red lips were stubborn. She was obviously unhappy. I saw the weather forecast. The temperature will rise during the day. The snow will melt soon. Song Ruiping smiled and comforted her daughter. I hope so. In the mountain village, on Shishan Hill, Wang Yao looked at the depression. It was snowy white. A pine tree stood there alone and helpless. Most of the needles of the pine tree had withered. Even if he watered it with ancient spring water for several days, it could not keep the life of the pine tree. There was indeed a problem here. He went to another flat area. The same result. The pine tree was also withered. It seems that these two places are indeed not suitable for plants to grow. Although the season was cold and not suitable for transplanting trees, the ancient spring water was indeed magical. Under normal circumstances, the two pine trees should be able to survive. After going down the mountain, he went to Sun Yunxing's residence. In the yard, Uncle Lin and Hao were slowly moving. When they saw Wang Yao coming, they smiled and greeted him. You are recovering well. Not bad. The two of them had a good foundation. They knew kung fu and had strong qi and blood. After being injured, they recovered much faster than ordinary people. Moreover, the medicine that Wang Yao prescribed for them were not ordinary herbs. They were all wild herbs, and a considerable part of them was in the herbal field. They were nourished by spiritual qi day and night, so the efficacy of the herbs was extraordinary. Sir, please come in and have a seat. Sun Yunxing, who heard the sound, came out of the house and invited Wang Yao into the house. He made a pot of top black tea. Drinking black tea in winter could drive away the cold and warm the stomach. When will the soil test results come out? It's out. The specific test report will be delivered at noon today, Sun Yunxing said. He was very concerned about this matter. I'll send it to you when the time comes. All right. After chatting for a while, Wang Yao left. Why is he here? Lin Sitao asked as he entered the room. Nothing, just ask about the soil. Sun Yunxing picked up his phone and made a call. Send me the test results as soon as possible. It was rare for Wang Yao to ask him for help. Naturally, he had to do his best to get it done as soon as possible. The clinic was deserted. No one came in the morning. After 10 o'clock in the morning, the sun came out and the snow on the ground began to melt. Wang Yao stayed in the clinic for a while and went back near noon. When she got home, she found her father still fiddling with the tea set. Okay. Wang Yao kept this matter in mind. Turned out that her father liked this kind of thing. Actually, Wang Fenghua just felt that the difference was exquisite and couldn't help but take a closer look. Just after lunch, Sun Yunxing came to Wang Yao's home. Sir, these are the test results. There were several pieces of paper with some data recorded on it, including various kinds of ions, soil pH, and the type and number of microorganisms. The final analysis result was that the soil was not suitable for the survival of any plants. Unknown organic composition? Seeing this sentence, Wang Yao was a little puzzled. Well, sir, I sent another piece of soil to the Scientific Research Institute in Beijing and asked them to analyze it again. It is estimated that the results will come out soon. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Wang Yao and Sun Yunxing went out together and went up to Shishan Hill. Sir, can I go with you to have a look? Sun Yunxing hesitated. Sure. The two of them came to the depression. Do you feel anything unusual? Wang Yao asked. Abnormal? Sun Yunxing listened carefully and tried to sense it. No. Ordinary people can't detect it? Wait for me here. Wang Yao went down to the depression and pulled out the pine tree that was about to die. It was easy because the roots at the bottom had rotted and turned black. Rotted? Most of the reasons for plant rotting were excessive watering or the soil was not permeable. These two reasons did not exist in this place. The soil was relatively loose, and he did not water much. If the roots rotted, naturally it would not survive. Wang Yao threw the pine tree into the depression. Sir, is there anything unusual here? Sun Yunxing asked curiously. You can't see it now, Wang Yao said. When the snow melts and spring comes, you will find that no grass grows here. No grass? Is there a problem with the soil? Yes. If it was only this depression, it would be fine. However, there were 5 such places on Shishan Hill. Would they continue to spread? When the time came, the whole Shishan Hill would be barren. This was what Wang Yao was worried about. How about I ask an expert to come and have a look? Sun Yunxing asked. Okay. Wang Yao said. Professional matters should be left to professionals to do. I'll contact him as soon as I go back. I'll have to trouble you then. You're welcome. In Jing, thousands of miles away, Dr. Chen, how is my father's condition? My ability is limited. This is all I can do. To be honest, Dr. Wu's condition is not optimistic. His condition is deteriorating. Wu Tongxing sighed. Now, the most important thing in the family was the health of the old man. Logically speaking, people like them, who were in their 70s and less than 80 years old, would not have any health problems. After all, they had a high status. However, the old man's situation was a bit special. He was ill, and his illness was quite serious. This situation was similar to the Guo family. The old man was a towering tree in the family. He could shelter the family from the wind and rain. As the old man was healthy, with his status, many people had to give him some face. Many things were much easier to do. If the old man died, things would be different. The Guo family was now an excellent example. They used to be the sun in the sky. Although it could not be said that they were declining day by day, they were not as good as before. I'll go to Lianshan County again. Tongxing, I am indebted to Mr. Wu for giving me a new lease of life. There are some words that I won't say to others, but it's different for you. That Dr. Wang's medical skills are really amazing. I have seen it with my own eyes. He has a kind of magical medicine with extraordinary pharmacology. That day, Su Xiaoshua's illness was already incurable. She was on the verge of death. Her illness was far more serious than Mr. Wu's illness today. What medicine? Wu Tongxing hurriedly asked. I don't know, Dr. Chen said. He had only seen the medicine once. He had personally experienced the magic of that time. It was obvious that his meridians had been terminated and he was about to die. After taking the medicine, his meridians immediately changed. It was not an exaggeration to say that such a miraculous medicine was a magic medicine. If you go, you must be careful. Don't disturb him. This medicine is extremely precious, Dr. Chen said. I understand, Wu Tongxing said. Such a person has to lie in that small mountain village. I really don't understand what he is thinking. If he goes to the city, he will be a guest of honor in the big families. Ha! Chen Lao chuckled. Jing seems to be prosperous, but in your eyes it is a place of turmoil. In his eyes it may be a square cage. It is not easy to get out of it once you enter. The sky felt gray. The sun was hidden behind the clouds. The wind was still whistling. Wang Yao sat alone in the clinic, quietly reading a book. It had been 10 days. There were still 3 cases of difficult patients. Wei Hai, Lu Xian, Sun Yunxing, Secretary Yang's mother, Hao, who was poisoned. Wang Yao did not count in detail, but it was more than half. It was not easy to have 3 cases in 10 days. Lu Xiaomei, Su Xiaoxua, and the old man. He could only think of these 3 people. They all suffered from strange diseases, but after Wang Yao's treatment, their bodies had almost recovered. I'll try my best to fight for it. The next morning, Wang Yao got up early. After practicing boxing on the mountain, he went down the mountain and hung a sign on the clinic. He was going out today. Chapter 514. After informing his family, Wang Yao went out and drove to Pan Jun's uncle's house. He bought some gifts on the way. Pan Jun's parents were very happy when they saw Wang Yao. However, they felt uncomfortable when they saw Wang Yao carrying gifts for them. Wang Yao didn't want to pay them for treatment. Instead, he brought gifts for them. No one would feel good about it. You don't have to refuse. It's just some supplements, Wang Yao said with a smile. Okay, Pan Jun's parents said. Come on, let's treat my uncle first, Wang Yao said. Okay, Pan Jun's parents said. Pan Jun's father had basically recovered. Please lie down, Wang Yao said. This time, Wang Yao inserted the needles into Pan Jun's head and torso first. These were the main places to insert the needles. It was cold in the room. Wang Yao had to be topless when inserting the needles. Wang Yao inserted the needles faster. Pan Jun's father only felt pain, numbness, and itchiness on his back. It was as if he had been bitten by an ant. Wang Yao rubbed, lifted, and set. Pan Jun's father's body trembled slightly. Other than the stimulation of acupuncture, it was mostly because of the cold. Is it cold? A little, Pan Jun's father said. Wang Yao released his neishi and mobilized his qi to cut off all the cold air around him. Pan Jun's father instantly felt much warmer. Pan Jun's wife went to burn some firewood to make the Kong hot. After the acupuncture treatment, Wang Yao let Pan Jun's father cover himself with a quilt for a while. He then sat on the edge of the Kong and chatted with him for a while. After a while, he continued to massage Pan Jun's acupoint. Pan Jun's father only felt warm all over his body. It was very comfortable. Hey, Dr. Wang, with your medical skills, you can easily be a director in a hospital, Pan Jun's father said. Wang Yao just smiled after hearing that. How can those doctors compare to Dr. Wang? Pan Jun's father said with a smile. You're flattering me. After treating Pan Jun's father, Wang Yao checked the other old woman. Her legs were fine. It's cold. Try to reduce the time you spend outside, Wang Yao said. Hey, I still remember what you said last time. Aging was just like aging equipment. It was unstoppable, but it could be maintained through regular checkups and maintenance to prolong life. More and more people were paying attention to this point. Regular physical examinations, exercise more, and pay attention to food safety. Although it seemed that various diseases were constantly occurring, and there was a trend of younger people, the average lifespan was constantly increasing. Just like going from ignorance to civilization, it was a very long process. That's good, that's good. People were all about fate. Wang Yao felt that he was fated to be with these two people, so he didn't need a single cent to treat them, even if it was spirit grass. There were some people that he didn't like. Even if they brought millions of dollars and knelt outside his clinic, he still wouldn't treat them. Why did you go out? In the mountain village there were 2 cars from Beijing. It was Song Ruiping, her son, and Chen Ying. Originally, they wanted to invite Wang Yao to go out with them, but when they came, they saw the wooden sign hanging on the door of the clinic. It should be a house call? Ma, what do you think? Let's wait for a while. They waited in the car. While they were waiting, 2 more cars drove into the mountain village. A patient is here. Huh. The middle-aged man sitting in the car looked at the 2 cars parked in front of the clinic. Cars from Beijing? Yes, and there is something special about them. Let's go and have a look. Yes. After the car stopped, someone got out and went to the clinic. He found a wooden sign hanging on the door. It said no patients were available in the morning. On the way back, he glanced at the 2 cars. Director, Dr. Wang is not here, but I have seen the person sitting in the car in front. She is Chen Ying from the Su family. She is sitting in the front passenger seat. The front passenger seat? The middle-aged man sitting in the car narrowed his eyes slightly. He knew the woman named Chen Ying. She was a housekeeper of the Su family. She was responsible for taking care of some things for them. She was deeply trusted by the mistress of the second son of the Su family. Moreover, when Dr. Wang went to Beijing, he stayed in the small courtyard that was taken care of by her. She was also responsible for all the daily necessities in Beijing. So, the person sitting in the car is her? Song Ruiping and her daughter. It is most likely them. Should I go out and say hello? He hesitated in the car. Director, you should go out and say hello. Maybe they can help with this matter. According to rumors, the Su family has a very good relationship with that person, said a young man in his 30s sitting in the front passenger seat. He was quite strong. Go and ask who is sitting in the car. Yes. It had to be said that these rich people, who were in high positions, thought too much. It was tiring to get what they wanted. It might be very glamorous on the surface. After a while, the man came back. Director, it is Mrs. Song and her daughter in the car. I'll go and say hello. In terms of age, he was a few years younger, so he should take the initiative. I didn't expect the Wu family to come here. Hearing Chen Ying's words, Song Ruiping thought for a moment and opened the door. She got out of the car. Chen Ying hurriedly got out. After they got out of the car, they saw the door of the car behind them open. Wu Tongxing got out of the car. Sister, you are here too? He took the lead to say hello. Ah, Tongxing is here too? Yes, I came to ask Dr. Wang to take a look at the old man. There was no need to hide the purpose of their visit. What a coincidence, I also came to see Dr. Wang. I wanted to ask him to treat Xiaoxue, but I didn't see him, Song Ruiping said. Has he gone out? Yes, Chen Ying just called. He is on the way back. Okay, let's wait a little longer. In this way, the 2 groups of people returned to the cars and continued to wait. There were 4 cars, none of which had local license plates. Why is there a line? Fortunately, Wang Yao didn't come back particularly late. he saw several cars waiting at the south end of the village from a distance. After parking the car, he went straight to the clinic. Well, is there anyone else? Seeing that he had come back, the people in the cars except for the driver got out. Hello, Dr. Wang. Looking at Wu Tongxing, Wang Yao was a little surprised. He didn't expect that person to come again. Yes, it's me. I am here to disturb you again. If this scene had been seen by people who were familiar with his character, they would have been so surprised that their eyeballs would have fallen out. Hello, Dr. Wang. Su Xiaoxue got out of the car. Hello. Hello, uncle. She also greeted Wu Tongxing. Hello, Xiaoxue. Everyone, please come in. All the people who came were good people, and they all came from Jing. Their attitudes were good. Wang Yao invited them into the clinic and made a pot of good tea. Tongxing, you go first, Song Ruiping said. Hey, sister, you came earlier than me. You go first. Okay, I came to ask if Dr. Wang is available to be our tour guide again, Song Ruiping said with a smile. Tour guide? Wu Tongxing was shocked. He thought Song Ruiping had brought Xiaoxue to see a doctor. He didn't expect that she had asked Wang Yao to be their tour guide. This also showed that the relationship between the Su family and Dr. Wang was not ordinary. Yes, Dr. Wang has already seen Xiaoxue. Xiaoxue's illness is not serious for the time being. She came to hike to see if there are any similarities, but she is not familiar with the place, so she wants to ask Dr. Wang to show her around. Doctors treat diseases and save people. Is it appropriate for you to ask him to be a tour guide? Sister, can you wait a moment? Okay. Wu Tongxing didn't ask Wang Yao for a house call. Instead, he asked for the medical record. Wang Yao took it and had a look. The patient's condition was in the lung. There was more than one tumor in the lung. The tumor was in a relatively unique position. It was located on the blood vessels, which was the artery. He didn't dare to operate, but it was in danger of rupturing at any time. It was this disease again. Dr. Wang, do you have a way? Wang Yao was silent for a while. He had once tried to treat a patient with a terminal illness, and it was quite effective. Now that his medical skills had improved, the types of spiritual herbs he had increased, and his neishi was stronger than before. Naturally, the treatment effect would be better than before. I'm sorry. He refused. You still refuse? Wu Tongxing was not disappointed. Before he came, he thought it was very likely to be the result. Sorry to disturb you. It's okay. Oh, I came twice. I didn't bring any gifts. This is a small gift. Wu Tongxing left a small gift box. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.